Crewe's bid to return to the First Division began back in August at Northampton Town. Neil Savell with the first goal of the campaign and his first of the season after 30 minutes. And what a strike it was. A goal good enough to win the match, but 3 minutes from the end, Marco Gabbiadini denied Crewe 3 points.
Coventry, that's a prime example. I mean, we did that against Coventry. Hughes up front, we'd have had 6 past us again.
Brammer, his run is late, needs support. Holtz is the only one offering it, and there's lots of black shirts in his way. His shot, though, still comes through, and that's a gilt-edge miss from Ben Ricks.
But that was very intelligent from Ben Ricks.
Also from Rob Holtz here. Now, where's his partner in crime, Savell? We wanted Dean Ashton in that position. Let's make no doubts about it. He can get the ball quickly. Ashton on by Brammer, down by Holtz. Ricks over the top to Ashton. The deflection takes the ball just wide for a corner kick.
Fantastic play there by Crewe.
So far, apart from a half opportunity, Ashton and Holtz have not had a sniff. As that ball exposes Foster. Allsop one-on-one with Clayton Ince. A clear opportunity that he puts away. Danny Allsop gives Notts County the lead. The player that got 28 goals last term has his account off and running again. The former Manchester City Australian star gives Notts County the lead. Previous 39 minutes of this contest, and then all of a sudden in the final 5 of the half he pops up with a super finish, and there could be a second here from Stallard, and is. It's 2-0 now from Notts County in the space of 2 minutes. Billy Deard inside have doubled their advantage through Mark Stallard.
And I just hope we don't begin to suffer a confidence crisis if we don't get anything out of this game, because it's amazing. Confidence is a very...
Great header in, and that should be a third, and is. A splendid strike from Danny Allsop. Completely lost in the box, and Allsop gets his second and Notts County's third. 28 last season, and this season his goal tally is well and truly off and running. As it is, that hasn't been the case. It's been Crewe that's had the more possession. But here is their first opportunity with Dean Ashton. A clear as opportunity as you will get
this evening. Absolutely delightful.
And Foster has been exposed again by the speed of Allsop, who's gone for goal. Ince keeps it out. Stallard can't reach it before the recovery from Clayton Ince. And it's given Colchester possession in a decent area of the field. Here's Gavin Johnson. Bobby Bowery, space now. It's been left to Joe Keith. Morgan through the legs of Foster. And it's still there for McLeish. They're battling inside the area to gain possession, and Vaughan eventually blocks out the ball in from Izzet. Ashton. Now here's a chance. Dean Ashton has Rob Holtz waiting. There's Holtz, there's one. Rob Holtz gives Crewe the lead. It took 8 minutes in coming this afternoon, and finally he's off and running. Rob Holtz is first of the season.
Yeah, great finish there by Holtz.
Crewe Crusaders come to their rescue once more. Now how would they love a second? Vaughan picking out Dean Ashton again. Ashton with the keeper, and McKinney just does enough to put him off.
That's 2 great balls now by David Vaughan.
Foster more than Burton as Stockwell plays it in. And that's a great header that Clayton Ince has done ever so well to keep out. Scott to play a different style of attack, a different type of running forward play. It's just something to think about. Vaughan. Still David Vaughan. This is where Crewe are at their best. Vaughan would have been a goal to remember from the youngster. A goal of the season candidate. I really do think that Crewe could have an extra man in midfield and just seal things up. Here's an opportunity to do just that, though, with Dean Ashton. Oh my word, Dean Ashton with a wonder strike.
They played right. I'm just wondering if, yeah, he's like Dave Wright, he can play anywhere. I'm just wondering if, you know.
Vaughan to Ashton, another opportunity for Dino. He's found Rob. They're trying their best to tee up the bell. Oh, that's a splendid second goal, his first in senior colours has gone to Lee Bell. It doubles Crewe's lead, but look at Lee Bell celebrate. 8 homegrown players on the pitch, and one of them has come good.
Paul, words cannot describe that goal and what's gone on here this afternoon. 2-0 up. That was absolutely fantastic. Dario must be over the moon. Another one of his kids come through the rank. I think we've got 4 players under the age of 20.
Crewe's indifferent start to the season continued at the McAlpine, despite an early strike from Rob Hiltz after 17 minutes, his second of the season. The Alex were just 1 win from their first 4 games, and that in the last fixture against Colchester. And here they were gifted an early start. After this ball is played through, Rob Hiltz is deemed to be onside, and even the ball sticking under his feet doesn't put him off. Despite having Premiership players in their ranks, one of which is Andy Booth, who will head in this free kick from Kenny Irons, Huddersfield Town's season will be one that they would not want to remember. Booth's header after 26 minutes, bringing them their equaliser. Crewe with just 5 points from their opening 12.
And as I said to you before, Paul, I'm trying to get to grips with this Crewe formation at the moment because it's so attacking.
Jack with the ball in, it will come to Dean Ashton. Another loose ball for Lunt, and back to Ashton once more. It's gone right across the face of goal to Jack. Lunt now with the header on top of the netting.
Superb attacking play, but I'm going to be hypercritical here, Paul.
Come on now, Dario, there's a change that needs to be made. The weakness is spotted. Something needs to be done as Brayson escapes once more and nearly scores. That's how serious the situation is now. Paul Brayson brings out the best of Clayton into complaints, crying out for someone to have a word with David Wright to make it quite clear what they expect of him. Yates, here's another opportunity to see the problem. Brayson, and look at the space that's afforded. Macaulay. The width is now with Williams, whose ball in is flicked out by Walker, but only as far as Brayson, who should have scored. He's missed by a whisker. The second opportunity for Paul Brayson, and the problem is not being dealt with.
Just gone away from home and won 3-0, but they were just workmanlike. That's all they did, and Crewe gave them the chances, and they took the chances well. Okay, but at the moment, I think Dario's going to have to do a little bit of work at half-time, and I can see somebody on to shore up the middle.
Oh, that's a super ball. On for Rodney Jack, a first opportunity, and Jack had scored! His first of the season, and it changes the complexion of the first half. An incisive ball from Kenny Lunt, and an even better finish from Rodney Jack.
Well,
Jack once more. Ashton and Holtzwaite in the centre. Rodney Jack, though, might go it alone. His effort was straight at Steve Brook, to the left or the right, and it would have been number 2 for the St Vincent Star.
These touches at the moment, Paul, are brilliant. We could do with that communicator somewhere, though, just to keep everybody, you know,
Oh, look at Rodney Jack. Has defeated the best Cheltenham player on the pitch, Michael Duff. Now, what can he do here to finish? Rodney Jack! It was nearly one of those moments that you would never forget from the St Vincent Star.
Exciting when he gets the ball. He looks to go forward at all times, and I think he's a bright, promising player.
Ashton, he's robbed the defender. What can Dean Ashton do from here? Oh, it was just lacking a finish on the target. If he'd hit the target.
After a slow start, Crewe by the end of September were getting to grips with life in Division 2. This their first away win in the league. And it was really a case of how many they would get. It started as early as the first few minutes when Rodney Jack should have given them the lead. A further missed opportunity fell the way of Kenny Lunt, who will wonder how he missed this. But eventually the first goal did come, and Richard Walker, with his first senior goal, gave them the lead on 30 minutes. Crewe in this period just before half-time were rampant, Colin Little involved as Crewe attack in the 35th minute for the goal of the game. His second of the season from Rodney Jack. Not to be outdone, Rob Holt starting this move would finish it for his third of the season. Again, Rodney involved with some splendid wing play, and after the mix-up in the area, watch for Rob Holt waiting in predatory fashion to calmly hit in what will be Crewe's third of the game, as well as his third of the season. After the interval, the goals continued to come. 5 different goal scorers from the Alex. This was their fourth, Stephen Foster. What a player he has become. And by the 65th minute, the route was complete. Kenny Lunt with this free kick to make it 5. Crewe would move up to 4th. 1 defeat in 6 by the end of September, and that's 11 points from 18 on offer.
Dario's been up and down that stand for the last 10 minutes.
Lunt looking for Ashton, and he might get there. Dean Ashton around the keeper and was brought down, but nothing from Mr. Jocelyn apart from a goal kick. But Ashton was quick enough then to beat the keeper. Who's back to the point, there's too many players who are not playing at 100% at the moment.
Well, the forwards haven't had the service, to be quite frank, Paul. I can't recall, you know, one decent chance for Crewe, and that's because Colin Little, Rodney Jack and Ashton just simply haven't received the ball. But I've got to say this, it is very much like a game of chess at the moment. Chesterfield have cancelled.
Oh, well done, Rodney Jack. There's a chance now. Dean Ashton. So close to his first of the season. A wonderful stop by the former Leicester keeper, Carl Muggleton. Brammer, who's now sort of trying to dictate from midfield. He's dropping deeper and making it that it's his job rather than Neil Savell's to do what Neil Savell's just done there and play the final ball in the final third. Pardon me.
Yeah, Crewe are going to have to continue to be patient because Dean Ashton hasn't got Rob Holt's ability in the air, and the fact of the matter is that if Rob Holt leads the line far better than Dean Ashton, because he likes playing with his back to goal, holding the ball up, running in behind defence. It's not really Dean's game. Dean's more, you might get a couple of chances in a game and he might score.
Wow, that was just incredible from Crewe, and especially this player, Rodney Jack. Now, could they score from that move? Jack still going. He's got people in the centre. Ashton was so close once more to his first of the season. Well, I'm looking here now at the stats as Jack has lots of space to play. Colin Little in. Crewe with their 5th chance in as many minutes. It's kept out, but comes to Dean Ashton, who can't turn it in. They've dominated in this last 10-minute period.
One word about the referee. I mean, he's been absolutely awful, hasn't he, really?
Ashton. Jack is inside. Dean Ashton bearing down on Kevin Dawson. You'd like to see him go round him. He's done just that. There is Little, and that is a glaring miss from Colin Little. He gets a pat on the back from Kenny Lunt, but he will look back on that moment and really wish he'd done better.
Colin Little,
Oh, well done, Colin Little. He could be going off, but he and Savell, the 2 players who could leave, have managed to win possession back. Now, could he score from that? No. Little with support as well from Kenny Lunt. Kenny Lunt! Oh, he's missed an opportunity too. Crewe now with their 5th golden opportunity that has gone begging.
But Crewe haven't had the best chances, let's be honest, and they are the better side, but...
Lovely ball from Lunt. Maybe a late one here for Dean Ashton. Oh, it's palmed out by Muggleton, and nearly Steve Jones was able to tap it in. Walker. Good touch from Miles. On for Ashton. A moment of genius from him would do it. Here's Dean Ashton. The legs of Muggleton keep him at bay. It will be an absolute crime if Chesterfield come away with a point here today. And it still could happen for Crewe. Here's John Miles. And now it's down for Richard Walker. And now Rodney Jack. And still they wait. The tip out from Muggleton for the corner. And even Dave Brammer on the far side had his hands on his head.
Right, Cummins though, little back in possession. Number 12, Neil Sauville, gets it to 14, Vaughan. He's lining up for a shot, Vaughan. You've got to be careful with the challenge here, Rodney Jack. 1-0. After 16 minutes, I make it on my clock. Rodney Jack opens the scoring for Crewe Alexandra. Colin Little. And that's the nice thing about Crewe's play. They'll always try and play it on the floor. And there's a chance on here. Jack, could he be up for the 2? That's 2-0. The flag stayed down. The Vale players are furious. Rodney Jack taking the applause, but he's bagged a brace 3 minutes after his previous one.
Clayton Ince was in scintillating form at London Road as he produced a performance to get Crewe a point and keep their away record intact. From the off they had to defend, and this punch-out nearly led for a goal for Helgi Danielsson, but for Ince's acrobatics. His 6th clean sheet of the season and his 5th in a row came despite Peterborough having a number of other opportunities. This one for Adam Newton. The second half was much like the first, as again Ince had to face a barrage of opportunities. Jellyman this time feeding Newton. And once more, Ince was able to keep his clean sheet record going. Crewe now into 9th place in the division. Alex moved up to 5th at Adams Park with their 2nd away win of the season. This after a shock opening after just 2 minutes from the Wanderers, who were gifted a penalty from the referee. Neil Sauville harshly deemed to have handled the ball as it went outside the area. Sean Devine put the spot kick past Clayton Ince to end his run of clean sheets and give Wycombe the lead. 2 goals in a 5-minute spell though before half-time saw the Alex take control of this game. Rob Holtz with the first after 26 minutes. And then a really special strike that came at the end of one of Crewe's better moves of the game. Watch for the interlinking play between first Ben Ricks and then unselfishly from captain Dave Brammer, who lays it on a plate for his first musketeer, Rob Holtz, to make it 2-1. There were 1 or 2 heart-stopping moments before the 3 points were collected. This the nearest that Wycombe came to an equaliser. As Steve Brown's shot ricochets off the bar, Sean Devine thinks he has a second, but the offside flag denies him. Rob Holtz was denied his hat-trick in the second period. As Dave Brammer again fed him through, Rob looked on course for his first hat-trick of the season. But just 1 defeat in 9 now for Dario's men. It's gone past him and nearly came through for Gary Jones. However, now back across the goal, it's tipped in the air and across the face and the line. And although Chammy with the opportunity from this long throw, Howarth with Clayton Ince. Oh, and Ince has half dropped it and then recovers. And that's a huge throw from Clayton Ince. Jack. Someone needs to come up and support him. Oh, and the late challenge on him by Parkinson has been let go from the referee, and that's an own goal from Curtis. Tom Curtis has headed into his own net and given Crewe the lead. What a spectacular own goal. A splendid finish from Curtis, but a bizarre way for Crewe to get in front. Well, talking of out of sorts, Dean Ashton has been out of sorts. He's never gone so long without a goal.
If he could score here in the first 10 seconds of introduction, that would be a wonder goal. But Holtz has. Rob Holtz gets Crewe second. The 3 points are now secure. That's his 6th of the season. And Crewe's leading goal scorer does the business once more.
That's what Holtz is great at. Get in front of defenders, get a head, a knee, whatever he needs to put that ball in the back of the net.
Holtz. He's through on goal, looking for his second. Rob Holtz is denied by the veteran Eric Nixon. What a save to roll back the years from Eric Nixon. Now they're looking for a third to make the scoreline as emphatic as it should be, and it should have come from Dean Ashton. Another gilt-edge opportunity for Dean Ashton, who had 7 of them against Chesterfield here in the last home game. Within minutes of coming on, he's had another opportunity that he should have put away.
Crewe Alexandra very nearly caused an upset at Ninian Park, going into the lead 3 minutes into the second half. Dario Gradi's side had lost just 1 in 10 matches coming into this. Rob Holtz's strike looked for a long time as though it might settle the points. But 2 goals in the final 6 minutes turned the game around. Both came from Rob Earnshaw. The first, an easy finish from close range. The second, not quite so straightforward, but cue celebration. Cardiff 2, Crewe 1.
An opportunity for Crewe to have a pop at the big boys. Premiership newcomers Manchester City. And I just wonder if Alex can produce a shock here this evening at Main Road. Holtz up in the air for the ball, headed back to him by Lunt. Rob Holtz for the shot, it's fumbled by Schmeichel and Jack has scored. Oh, I just love scoring against Manchester City. His 3rd goal in 3 games against them, and he's given Crewe the lead. And look at those Crewe fans. There's a number of them not yet in the ground, but the ones that are there are enjoying this moment. Crewe by far playing the better football. You'd wonder which side were in the Premiership. As Ashton lays the ball across to his captain, Dave Brammer. Lunt. Outside of him is Rodney Jack. And we've already seen what he can do. Jack with a 1-2 with Lunt. The St Vincent Stars in. And he finds the side netting. Ali Benabia. Oh, he's onto the bar. Benabia nearly provides the equaliser. The captain for the evening, and he nearly got his side level. Manchester City growing as their substitutes start to play a key part. Anelka onto the long ball, and he's hit the inside of the post. Nicholas Anelka, the former Liverpool player. Huckabee, the substitute. What can he produce as he runs at the Crewe defence? They're standing off him. Sodja Lunter disposed of. Foster stops him, but Berkovic has equalised. Manchester City are level. Al Berkovic. And with 68 minutes gone, we're all square. KK's men have got the bit between their teeth. Darren Huckabee who's doing the damage. Again, he's gone past Sodji. Walker with the ball, and it's come off his leg and gone in. Richard Walker with a horrendous own goal. The youngster's played magnificent, but he's found the back of his own net. And it gives City the lead. But credit to Darren Huckabee. What a performance from him. Inside the final 5 minutes. Tenacious tackling from Kenny Lunt. Holtz. By Savell. Again, the Macclesfield player looks to his left. David Wright. And here's the substitute for Crewe, Stephen Jones. Holtz. And there's his 8th for the season. Rob Holtz has equalised 4 minutes from the end. The predatory striker has scored again, and he just can't stop his goal-scoring form this season. Not even the Premiership defenders can deny him all pass. Can Crewe hold on? Could they even go on and win this game?
We're inside the final few minutes. They're level. But here comes City again. Wright Phillips. He has support inside from Huckabee. Huckabee's won it. With just 3 minutes left, Darren Huckabee, the substitute, has had an absolutely super performance.
Kevin, wonderful entertainment, but not too great on the heart, I should think.
No, like you say, I mean 21,000 here, it's a terrific gate for a Worthington Cup second round tie. I doubt there'll be many, if any, bigger gates. A good game of football. Didn't all go our way. I thought Crewe gave as good as they got here. We've hit the woodwork 3 times, scored 3 goals, and they've still caused us some problems. So yeah, I thought it was a terrific cup tie. And when people talk about the Worthington Cup and sometimes say unkindly, well, no one wants it. I mean, we want it, and we'd love to win it. But I think we'll have to be a little bit better than we were tonight at times.
Well, the evidence of your wanting to win the Worthington Cup was the team you put out tonight. It was a pretty useful side.
Yeah, it's never been won. There's a place in Europe at the end of it, the finals at the Millennium. I mean, these fans would love to win anything here. It's so long since they won anything. So it's our job, and you know, I put out the strongest side I could. Obviously, I lost Sylvan Diston in training yesterday, which was a blow, but it gave me the chance to look at Lucy and Matomo, who did very well. And I tried a different system, but I didn't treat it with disrespect. And we're in that for the next round, and we'll see. We'll play a bit better, hopefully, but we may have to.
Yeah, you said you hit the woodwork 3 times, but then soon after the 3rd time the goal, and really it was the injection of extra pace by the substitutions that one felt brought that about.
Definitely. Both Sean Wright Phillips and Darren Huckabee coming on just gave us a lift when we most needed it, but that's what they're there for, you know, and to stake a claim. I mean, I rested Sean Wright Phillips, really. He's been a wonderful player in my time here, but he's young, and so I just looked at another way of playing and said to him, just get yourself ready for Saturday, Southampton. But I might need you, and of course we did, and I thought he came on and did well, and Darren, of course, had a hand in all 3 goals, scoring a wonderful 3rd goal just to, you know, after we got 2-1 up, and you think 5 minutes ago, that's it, they score, and we have to do it again. But a lot of character, and some good performances, and some not so good.
2 managers who have the same attitude to the game, I think you'd agree tonight, and Crewe deserves some credit.
Yeah, I mean, Dario Gradi, they came here last year, Crewe, and we had a terrific game. We ended up beating them 5-2, but that did not reflect their contribution to the match. I think they deserved a little bit more than a 3-2 defeat here tonight, possibly take it into extra time and have another chance. I thought they were that good, and we got the lucky break, you know, with a deflected goal and then a great finish at the end. But I think the way his sides play and the way my team plays, the way football should be played, and I don't care what other people think about sometimes you leak some goals. You know, we have to really make our teams do what we believe is the way to play, or we make them play that way.
Well, Kevin, you leaked 2, but you scored 3. Well done.
Typical, eh?
Well, Dario, it's scant consolation, I know, but Kevin Keegan has just praised your side and your own effort in really putting on a great show tonight at Main Road.
Well, that's what we wanted to do. You know, we always knew it was going to be difficult because Manchester City are obviously better now than when we last played them. We found it hard playing against them then, but obviously they've got better players now than they had then. So the last thing we wanted was to bring 2,000 supporters here and get a hiding. But we wanted to play as well. So it was strange how it started because we wondered how they would play. We thought they might play with Berkovic in behind the front 2. But we decided we'd just stay as we were to begin with. But we scored a goal straight away, so you know, we looked a little bit open, I thought. So we changed to a more defensive system to try and block the route to goal. And I thought we did it very well. The ball was bouncing around the box a lot, but not particularly threatening the goal. I thought we were coping better than I thought we might. So at half-time we talked about just trying to pass the ball better so we could have a part of the game as well, which I thought we did second half. I thought we did pass the ball better. I thought we should have had a penalty. I thought the centre half was all over Rob Hulse in the box. If it had been down the other end where there had been 2,000 people shouting for a penalty, the referee might have had to have done something. But he got away with it because there wasn't any noise. And then I thought the free kick he gave against Kenny wasn't a free kick either. So I wasn't happy with the decisions. That didn't help us.
That apart though, do you think your defence was a little bit surprised by the sudden injection of pace from Huckabee and Wright Phillips when they came on?
No, we in fact we tried to deal with that, and in fact we did deal with it. Steve Jones came on and dealt with it until he didn't deal with it, and that's always the problem with wingers. You know, Steve had just made a goal, and then was missing when Wright Phillips went down the wing. He would have stayed with Wright Phillips, and David Wright would have stayed with him, but we've got David Wright doing something else. Sodge just has a problem with people, he doesn't like to jockey, and so Huckabee was running into him and running past him. So he played very well, I thought, Sodge, apart from the instances when he should be jockeying, but he's not been taught how to jockey. We'll have to work a bit harder on that, I think.
Dream start, 20 seconds we made. Yes. Is that the quickest score you've ever experienced for Crewe?
No. Dave Wallace scored one at Stockport in 13 seconds. They told me 15 seconds here tonight, so but I don't mind. I'll settle for any goal, 15 seconds.
And the unluckiest moment in the match must be when the own goal came. I know it didn't change the game in the end, but I suppose, well, it did give City the lead for the first time.
The own goal?
Yes.
Which was the own goal?
When the ball came across from Huckabee and Walker's left foot looped it over the keeper.
Oh, right. The one at the end, I see. Yeah, well, that's... I'm to be honest, I didn't want extra time. It was hard enough on the players playing at this tempo. It's a different tempo to the tempo they played ever. You know, the Premier League tempo is a different tempo to even the First Division. So it would have taken a lot out of them tonight to play an extra half an hour, even if we'd have got through it. I still might have regretted it. I'd have been absolutely delighted, of course, but I think I'd have. We had a great cup run last year, and in the end it cost us our place in Division 1.
So what you're saying is effectively you're out of the Worthington Cup now, and promotion is the aim back into the First Division.
Yes, we want to see if we're good enough. We don't know from tonight whether we're good enough, but at least we've come out of it with credit tonight. The players, I think, will be have got a lot to learn from tonight. The centre halves will be pleased with themselves. I thought Foster was outstanding. I think Richard coped very well, considering, you know, he's only just come into the first team, so I think he'll be pleased with his performance. And quite a few others will be pleased with their performance, and no one will be distraught that they didn't play. They all made a contribution, so we'll got a few days off, and we'll just get on with getting ready for QPR now.
Crewe's third big game in a week. After City and Cardiff come Queen's Park Rangers to the Alexandra Stadium as Crewe go in search of a top 2 place in the division.
It's like a rugby player, the way he's built. He wouldn't be out of line in a Wasps forward line. And he's shouting at his team now as Rob Hults flicks that ball on. That would have gone in. Fraser Digby with a spectacular flick over.
Yep.
What can the Alex do with their second corner kick of the afternoon? Foster and Sodji at the far post. Also there is Jones. It's Luke for Foster. There's Jones inside the area with Walker, whose shot is straight at the keeper. To the left or to the right, and Crewe would have been ahead. Just doesn't offer an option. Here's Connolly taking on Foster. Foster then deflects the ball with Sodji into the path of Richard Wright. The counter-attack is now on. Fraser Digby's come. He will not come out of his area. There's hesitation between Forbes, and it's allowed. The goal from Stephen Jones. Out of nothing, Crewe have scored. His first senior start and his first senior goal for the former Lee RMI player. The Northern Ireland international has banged in Crewe's opener. And a wonder strike it was. Then he took it by Rodney Jack, Rob Hults and Dean Ashton. Back in again by David Wright.
He's backing into him now, Rob Hults was, looking for the free kick.
Yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing. I think he's coming around my house and teaching him a trick or two.
Here's Stephen Foster. Down by Lunt, Rodney Jack. Great ball in from Rodney, Rob Hults. The back of the net bulges. Unfortunately, the ball is on the wrong side of it.
Well, I'd expected that to burst the back of the net. It was a fantastic cross by Jack.
As he crosses in like he did for Rob Hults' header. That is the other alternative that Rodney Jack should have in his armoury. Oh, the mistake again, this time by Shitu. A chance for Rob's 7th of the season. It's palmed out by Fraser Digby.
A minute left of the half, and how crucial will that save be by the Queen's Park Rangers keeper? Wicks with the corner kick. We're 20 minutes into the second half. Crewe have weathered the early QPR storm and are looking to add to their lead with Soji against the bar, and then the loose ball is knocked over from Rob Holtz. A fourth opportunity for Holtz, but the Nigerian international Efi Soji also will look back and say what if. Holtz down into the path of Lunt, who's put it into the path of Stephen Jones. A chance for Stephen Jones second. And the loose ball now with Holtz, but the challenge from Shitu has denied Crewe his senior full debut here this afternoon. Brammer over the top for Rodney Jack. No offside. Jack in, looking for Jones. It's his second. Stephen Jones doubles his tally and gives Crewe the 3 points. He's finally finished off, and this time he does the job from 8 yards.
Didn't have to think about it much though, did he, Paul? He just had to hit it, and that's been the difference. And I'm glad he's got his second, but he could have had 3 or 4 by now.
150,000, and he's proven this afternoon to be worth every penny. And you do have to say that it's another player that Crewe will say has come of age here. Here's Rodney Jack, a chance for third. The rail track was getting excited. From this angle it was a little bit more clear cut.
It was.
Dario Gradi, and the challenge and then ball by Lee Bell helped to create the second goal. Rose, room for him to run into, but Crewe have got 4 or 5 men now behind the ball. Oliver's bundled over by Lunt. It's a penalty. We're going to have a dramatic last 10 minutes. Danny Ollie, who came on just 5 minutes ago, we said would have an impact, and he hustled Kenny Lunt into a mistake. And Paul Furlong has not had a sniff all afternoon, just like his Queen's Park Rangers teammates, but if he puts this in, what a last 10 minutes we could be in for. Furlong against Clayton Ince, and Ince has saved it. A poor penalty from Paul Furlong, and you'd think that Crewe had scored a third.
Absolutely. I tell you what though, that penalty sums up QPR for me. How on earth they are second in the table is beyond me.
Insel throw it upfield. This is Jack. Oh, he's beaten Palmer. Jack's away. Holtz is in the middle. And here comes the right, and it's 1-0. Straight from the middle. Kenny Lunt with a goal.
Credit to Jack down this side. It absolutely turned Palmer inside out.
We're dominating play in the Crewe part of the field, but they didn't get anything from it. And since then, Crewe have stepped up a little bit and come back into it. That's good running from Kenny Lunt. He's on the wrong side of Hardicke. Lunt's in there as well. It's crossed in, it's 2-0. And this time it's Rob Holtz. And it's getting easier and easier for Crewe Alexandra.
Poor defending, he was the wrong side, and again counted their own downfall. Poor defending.
Ball over the top. He's got acres of time. He finds Jack. Jack's twisting and turning. He'll get a shot in. Oh, it's a brilliant save from Jones. Jack twisting and turning on the edge of the box. County had no answer. Corner will be taken by Ali Gibb. Everybody's missed it. Becky to the far post. Becky. Oh, it's off the line. And it'll be a goal kick. It was off the line by Dave Wright. Walker got in the way. Crewe looked to break quickly, and this is the guy that can do it. Rodney Jack. Cross comes in. Could be a chance here, and it's 3-0. And it's Steve Jones. And it goes from bad to worse for Stockport County.
And you can't argue with that. That was a great goal.
Up towards Beckett, gets a touch. Daly. Oh, Daly's through. Daly scored. It's a goal. It's been given.
It was a penalty as well, but the referee played down good advantage.
Jones, high ball up towards Daly. Daly wins the header. He loses out. Good touch, good football from Kenny Lunn. Runners, no offside. It could be 4, and it is. Everybody claiming for the offside, none given. And it's now embarrassing.
Good afternoon's work.
Yes, it was. An emphatic victory in the end. But we had to work hard for it. We got a good break early on, which we'd worked for. Carlton told me in the programme that he was going to do something different. And so I knew when I saw the team sheet that there wasn't going to be straight swaps for the team that he played during the week, that they'd play a different formation. We thought it would be one of two, and it was. So we'd planned to try and nick the ball in midfield, let them have it a little bit at the back, particularly let Challoner have it, and we thought he'd play long, which he did. But when they played short, we were going to try and nick it, and we did, and so we got off to a good start. Then Kenny again outdid his man for the second goal, so that was a terrific start for us. And then of course the third goal looked as though it was going to finish the game, but to be fair, they were very spirited and they had a real good go, had a gamble, threw players forward. They were good at the set plays. That's unsettling that we had some escapes at set plays. We should be big enough to cope with those. And they scored an innocuous goal, really, but I think perhaps the centre-halves had a bit of a problem with the sun then. Either way, they failed miserably, both of them. And so there was half a chance. But it's good that we don't crumble in those situations. When we get ahead, I said to them at half-time, the game should be won. If you're going to be any good, this game's won. No result other than a win. You've got to handle being ahead. It's just the same as being behind. And get used to winning.
4 good goals though. And we're getting used to wonderful flowing move by Crewe, but they all were, weren't they?
Yeah, we played some good football. Nice pitch to play on, and the rain, and I think they've been watering it anyway. So we were able to play, and I thought we passed the ball well at times, not so well at other times.
You're keeping the momentum going. That must please you as a coach.
Yes. Yeah, we're having a good run, but I mean we've got to have a good run if we're going to win. I mean we're winning a lot of games, and we're still not top of the league. So other teams are winning. The teams at the top are winning. I don't know much about the results today, but we've got to beat these sort of teams, and we've still got to go to places like Cardiff and win, which we didn't. We had a chance and we didn't. So it's not just these games we've got to win, but the teams at the top. Once you get 2-0 up against a team like Stockport, if you want to be up there, you've got to get the points when you can.
Emphatic result.
Yeah, it was nice to play well, but the main thing we got the result what we came here for.
And all 4 goals, very good moves.
To be fair, it doesn't really matter how it goes in as long as we get the goals.
But it does for Crewe's point of view, because I mean in the past you've played good football and not at the cutting edge, but today you did.
Well, yeah, we always try and play good football, and lucky enough we got the goals what I thought we deserved.
At times it looked so easy. Was it easy on the park?
No, it's never easy. It's, playing in this league, it's never easy. In any league, I would say, you still have to play the football what we did to get the chances.
Rob Hulse deserved his 2 goals, but I thought it was awesome all round today.
Well, yeah, I think everyone played a part in all of the goals. Really played a part to get the result.
Now you've been criticised in the past for not scoring too many goals, but that goal was a fantastic move and a good finish.
Well, yeah, Rodney played a great ball into me, and I've gone through one-on-one and I've put the ball away, but I still think I should get a lot more goals.
Why don't you?
Well, I try.
Is it easy to play football in this side? It always has been in the past, but now you're keeping the momentum going in the league, aren't you?
Well, yeah, we're just trying to play as well as we can, and hopefully we'll be up there near the end of the season.
Has it been easier to play football in Division 2 with the Division 1 players you came down with?
Well, in Division 2 I think you get closed down a lot quicker than in Division 1, but obviously the better players are in Division 1.
What other teams would you rate in this division this season?
Well, we've been to Cardiff, and I think that was a very good game, and I think Cardiff will be up there. so hopefully we'll be up there with them.
Long-term prediction: are Crewe good enough to go up again? Go first at the first time of asking.
Hopefully.
Sure. Cheers, Kenny. Thank you. Not the best way to celebrate 700 games.
No, not really, but you know, these things happen. We've got a very young side here, inexperienced. We played a side here today that I tipped at the start of the season to go straight back up. I think they're experienced side and probably the 3 best midfield players in this league. We knew it was going to be difficult, and to be honest with you, we've had too many below par performances. But you know, I've just said with the press, I'm not going to tear everything down. We've had a decent start to the season. Today we haven't done so well, but let's give the other team credit. They're a good side. They've been only beaten once in 10, and they've given Man City a good game. So we knew it was going to be difficult, and we didn't do a lot of things right today, and that's the way it goes. We'll learn, and we'll be back to work next week.
Inside the area, it's aimed for David Walton, but the header on was by Holtz. It's now will come for Rodney Jack, who should have made it 1-0.
I'm sorry, Paul, but I'm going to have to go mad about something here. When they first attack...
Yeah, it's a cutting off the final third. Stephen Jones. Stills Jones. That's the second man he's beaten, and his shot isn't too far away. Great effort from the Northern Ireland international. A dipping shot that was only a foot over. There's 2 minutes left of the half. That was the signal from the 4th official. As Crewe try and get the ball to Rodney Jack, who I do feel has been underused in the half. Norris. There's an opportunity for David Norris because the challenge from Foster is poor, and Norris has scored. Off the post, David Norris, in a first minutes of injury time at the end of the first half, has given the advantage to Plymouth Argyle.
The whole Crewe team's looking out of sorts at the moment, Paul, and I think Dario's going to have to change something, and change something quickly if they're going to get anything at all from this game. There's players out there who are underperforming.
Jack seizing upon the half mistake. Maybe here's the opportunity for Crewe to get back in the game through a poor Plymouth mistake. Oh, Dave Brammer hits the foot of the post. It was well beaten, and it was clearly beyond the keeper. Still Crewe. Stephen Jones. And they've just been pulled back for what looks to be an offside.
Get themselves back in the game. And I'm sure it's going to have to come from a piece of individual skill.
Good skill then from Soji. And that's not a bad ball from Lunt. There's Jones. And the header had caught the keeper, and they have in this second half taken more of a back foot. They've lost possession there though. Brammer is taking it off Rio. Jack is in behind. 3-on-2. Jack with Rob Hiltz waiting. Rob will let the ball run, or will he take it himself? He's had his shot blocked by Worrell, who keeps Plymouth in the lead.
We always like to stay up with the times on Golden Girls, so we now present Rob Holtz on player cam at Field Mill for the first hat-trick by a Crewe player in 4 years. And that was his first after 4 minutes. Watch for Rob appearing for the right, and then disappearing, and then reappearing to get a second. 2-0 to Crewe, and 2-0 to Rob Holtz. We apologise for the loss of Rob Holtz on player cam for his third, but our cameraman does finally recover for a finish to remember from Rob. Now, does Rodney Jack try to get out of the way for Rob to get his fourth, or is he angling for his own player cam? Make your own mind up. The evening, though, belongs to Rob Holtz, and we hope you've enjoyed Golden Girls' tribute to your first hat-trick. Lunt. Jack now down for Rob Holtz, and there's a shot coming from Rob, you can feel it. Holtz now bearing down on goal. Still Rob Holtz. And he's hit the goal. Rob Holtz, his 14th of the season, his 4th in 6 days. 20 yesterday, and what a way to mark the day after your birthday. Holtz, Lund, up in the air by Carragher. Jack no down for Neil Savell. Lund. Look at the run by David Wright. He's dragged one player away. The space now for Lund to tee him up. David Wright doesn't score many goals. David Wright has. Jones. Oh, great effort from Stephen Jones. Look at the run through the middle of Briscoe. Walker, though, was positioned. Vale still have possession, though, and they are starting to turn up the heat now on Crewe. Painter. Angel. And it's in. There's the equaliser, and you could see it coming for a good 10 minutes as Vale had attack after attack, and finally, with his 5th of the season, the prolific goal scorer in every division, Brett Angel, ties the ball game up. Managed to give Crewe a platform inside the Port Vale half for the first time in the second half. Lund. Now Jack, back to Kenny Lund. Ben Ricks with his first touch since coming on. Soji. Loose ball with Lund. Lund into the side of Sam Collins. Holtz now. He's got a half chance. Rob Holtz. A flashing shot from a man in form. He's yet to score this season, Dean Ashton. He's hit a post, he's hit the bar. He's had a number of efforts, but as yet has not got his first of the season. It'd be a dramatic entry if he could score from this corner kick. Crewe's 6th. It's gone looking for Ashton, who knocks it across to Holtz, who does score! Crewe in the lead again, thanks to his 15th of the season and his 2nd of the game from Rob Holtz. But it was the introduction of Dean Ashton, super sub, who laid it on the plate for the Crewe Crusader. It's Londoners. Boyce. His ball is cleared by Holtz, but Luton were impressive till then. Here's a man who's been impressive, Rodney Jack, and in this sort of position he's lethal. Jack, this time denied by the hands of Berlithin. Maybe took the shot a little early. Jack's had a half chance as well. Brammer, that's a great ball from him. David Wright, yet to score at the Alexandra Stadium. Lund. Might fancy his chances from distance. The deflection will take the ball goalwards. It would have been Rob Holtz's goal, as it was the save denies him. Robinson seizing on the loose ball, has options left and options right. Howard is the option left, and his shot is a whisker wide of the post. That was as close as it's come for Luton Town so far this evening. Kept in by Lund. David Wright. Good touch by Jones. First thing he's done in the half. Stephen Jones. Could he end it with a goal? Jones! Oh, it was a great position that he'd taken up. The temperature has risen inside of the Alexandra Stadium. Holtz. Lund runs off him. Brammer is there as well. And there's Richard Walker. The clearest opportunity of the evening. It falls for the central defender. If he'd headed it down, Crewe would have been in front. Holtz has turned his man. Rob Holtz. Oh, he's hit the outside of the post. The best opportunity so far from Rob, and it came from nothing. Lets it run. Lund can't bring in Savell. Spring has only one option through the middle, and he's done it. Here is Thorpe. Tony Thorpe to give Luton the lead, and he should have done. The substitute had the best chance for his side so far this evening. Boys. Skelton. Kept in by Berkovic. Sol Davis. Spring. Sol Davis. Still Sol Davis. Sol Davis has gone all the way, and now there's an opportunity, and it's been put in by Stephen Howard, who has collected in these final minutes the first goal of the game and possibly 3 points for Luton Town. A smash and grab raid.
Wigan had the boost of a 9th-minute penalty against Crewe. Richard Walker used some strong-arm tactics to hold off Tony Dinning. And while Crewe manager Dario Gradi thought Walker had merely panicked, referee Mark Cooper thought the challenge warranted a red card. Andy Little did not hesitate to punish Crewe again from the penalty spot. This clearly wasn't to be Crewe's day. Just before half-time they fell further behind. An own goal by Steve Foster, who may have taken his eye off the ball when appealing for handball by Jason Jarrett.
Seem comfortable and in control.
Definitely not. I mean, I've mentioned it to several people I know that are Crewe fans. It's like there's a great weight of expectation on home games, which seems to rub off onto the players. Away from home, it's not there. You know, I don't know if it's because the crowd away are real diehards and, you know, really get behind the team all the time. There's a great atmosphere.
Great run from David Wright. Everyone had a touch in this move, and now they've got a clear opportunity that needs to be taken. Holtz with it, and he's just the wrong side of the post, but it did deflect.
Holding it up, setting players up. Rob's, you know, a scorer of goals. That's what we like about him here at Crewe. He does score quite a lot, but...
That's a great ball from Jack. Here's Rob Holtz. He's behind Sonko. Rob Holtz! It's his 16th of the season. Rob Holtz gives Crewe the lead, and a perfect finish. 17 minutes in.
Brilliant. Composed, took his time, showed a lot of strength then to get and pace to get behind the defender. And we asked what was Shoko like to be on the ground. Well, he's obviously not quick enough for Rob Holtz.
With his speed, he would have had the better of the defence. He would have got the better of the defender straight away. And I can't
Dobson, Ince in front, and he takes the play.
As I say, I can't understand why Rodney didn't just try and dart into the channel, Paul, and Ricks play the ball to him, because he would have been in.
Right, here for Rodney Jack now, in the channel, with Sonko, and he's easily gone through Sonko. Holtz near post. It's left by him, but his second opportunity goes just the wrong side. Marshall gives the play away to Neil Savell, who's found Rodney Jack. There's 4 Crewe shirts inside the area. If Rodney can get the ball into them, they're queuing up. Lunt is one of them, Holtz is another, and there's Ricks. And that's succession. 15 minutes into the second half. Crewe have the advantage, but Brentford are knocking at the door. Oh, what a header. That's Sonko. Abraham Sonko has equalised 15 minutes into the second period with a free header from 8 yards. The second corner in succession, and the Londoners, who'd been coming in waves, finally found their goal.
Button as 2 players received their marching orders in quick succession. First Scott Marshall for a deliberate tug as Holtz raced clear, before Jamie Fullerton's wild 2-footed challenge on Paul Tierney also earned him a straight red. 2 minutes later, Holtz punished Brentford's indiscipline with his second of the game and 17th of a very profitable season. The win helped Dario Gradi's side leapfrog the Bees and into the playoff zone.
Yes, yeah, it was a tense game because it was an important game for us, and we needed to get back on the winning trail. And of course, Brentford were above us. We needed to, to win a game like that. So it was good when the first goal went in. Super goal. Took it very well. We should have had some more by half-time. Rodney had a great chance. We had a few skirmishes. So it should have been safe by half-time, but of course it never is with us. We're not finishing our chances as well as I would like. But at least we were making them today. So at half-time it was going to be a long half because they were always a worry with the throws and corners and free kicks, and they played for them. Kicked the ball into the corner and ran it into the corner and kicked it against your legs and threw things down the line for throw-ins. Perfectly entitled to. It's a boring way to watch, frustrating to play against, but can be very effective. I've done that times when I haven't had the best players in the league. I've done the same. It'd be difficult to do that here now because the football's ingrained in the boys. So they got their equaliser, and I still thought we were favourites to win it because we could run behind them and they couldn't run behind us, or they weren't. And Rob did run behind them to get pulled back. I thought that was more of a case for being sent off to Richard the other week. But of course, although they're down to 10 men, we've lost the chance, Anyway, we got a super goal, and of course when they were down to 9 men, it would have been stupid to have lost it then. But we still did 1 or 2 little stupid things at the end. I think the crowd didn't appreciate us keeping possession. and I'm afraid I disagree with the crowd. I said to the players, listen to them, listen to me. I want you to keep possession there. Bram's a shot from 30 yards and Dave Wharton's whacking long balls, and we just needed to keep the ball passing.
Rob Holt scored 2 important goals, didn't he?
Yes.
His form is excellent.
Yes, yeah. He's scoring goals well, better, but he's playing better. He was outstanding. That's the best game I've ever seen him play at Port Vale a couple of weeks ago. This is perhaps his second best game. Better than last week. I didn't think he was very good last week, but always. I mean, he's improving all the time.
How far is he up being a Premiership player?
Well, if he can play like he played against Port Vale, 9 times out of 10, I would think he could perhaps do it.
Bullock lays it out to number 12, Danny Coyd. The ball's whipped in somewhat hopefully, but he's found a Blackpool man and he's turned well. And that wasn't too far wide there from Richard Walker. The corner's whipped in, and the back header there from 9. Well, he's allowed a second bite of the cherry. And Crewe were just standing and ball watching as John Murphy was allowed a second header, which he plays the ball into 25 feet. Richard Walker, and the ball's whipped in from the far side, and Blackpool, are they going to score? Well, if you're a Crewe fan, you'd probably just think, thank God for Steve Foster. He managed to grab the ball away from John Murphy's feet, as Blackpool would be 1-0 to the good. The ball's now with Dean Ashton. Is he going to try one of his great glory efforts? Ashton all on his own! Oh, that is just what the doctor ordered. We've waited and we've waited and we've waited all season for this. It's been months since Dean Ashton scored. It's been a couple of months since he started the game for Crewe. Back in the starting lineup for the first time in a long time tonight. That goal really does seem to have brought Crewe to life. As Steve Jones goes down this right-hand side. Oh, and he's left short for dead. Steve Jones trying to go all on his own a little bit too much, I think, and I thought I saw a hand there, but the referee, who was close, didn't. Lee Bell's going to have a crack. It's not a bad effort. Ashton, can he make it 2? What a start, the keeper in his chest, and somehow the ball finds its way into the back of the net. Rodney Jack, well, that's one goal we're going to have to see again on the monitor. Rodney Jack, the Crewe fans, those who turned up this evening, going absolutely delirious. Blackpool, I've got to say this, I do feel a little bit sorry for him.
Did right earlier on, Phil. Ian Brightwell doing a marking job on Kenny Lunt, and David Wright having the freedom of the pitch. Bren Ricks with the corner, and it comes. Rob Hulse off the post. John Durning clears it up the line. McPhee.
Charnock on the left hand side, doesn't reach him. Rodney Jack going for it. Ball breaks with number 8, Brammer. Brammer looking for support, has got it in Rodney Jack. Excellent save there, excellent save from Mark Goodlad. Steve Foster sees him off. Dave Brammer coming away with the ball again for Crewe. Lunt with the ball, is looking for options up front, plays it to Rodney Jack. Jack's got support on the right side, takes it himself. Good shot and well saved again by the ever safe Mark Goodlad.
Crewe play the forward again. Ashton gets it on his foot, side netting, but he does look dangerous, Dean Ashton. Been told just to wait. Billy Painter plays it back to the skipper. He chips it forward. Crewe clear the decks. Up goes Cummins. And Rodney Jack now with the pace. Cuts it inside. Slips. Still regains his composure. Dean Ashton. And it's in the back of the net. The Wonder Kid scores the goal that separates these two teams. We've seen a terrific scrap, and Rodney Jack away down the left flank, cuts inside, slipped, regained his balance, found Dean Ashton. Ashton hesitated, took it one step to the right. Carragher, it's a better cross in. Armstrong's up there, fires one in, can't get the turn. And in fact, it's number 2, David Wright, with the final clearance. It's 1-on-2. Rob Hulse, it's gone too wide for him. Vale streaming back. The danger not over yet, though, for Port Vale. Crewe after a second. And it comes off the underside of the bar. How unlucky can you get?
Sodji with the long throw. It's gone above Ashton. It's come to Jack. Out by Thornton. Back into the melting pot by Kenny Lunt. Clark now with the half clearance. Only as far as the Crewe captain, Dave Brammer. Brammer with 3 white shirts around him, not one red one near, but he still gets his ball in for Rob Hulse to give Crewe the lead, but it will not count. Or will it? Yes, it will. Crewe's goal does stand. Rob Hulse with his 18th of the season. Confusion abound. Murphy, break on for Blackpool. Southern now, back to John Murphy, who's in behind Dave Walton. And still Murphy, and only the strength and the courageous play of Clayton Ince denied him.
Yeah, there's one thing that has left Walton's game down is his pace. He's very burly and he's good at winning the balls in the air, man-to-man marking, but if the ball's played behind him, like I said before, you know, that's one way I can see Blackpool scoring goals, but it's a great counter-attack.
Vaughan now, he's got 3 players in front of him. One of them is Dean Ashton. Ashton with Chris Clark. Ashton, oh, would have been a goal of the season contender from Dean. I've seen shots from Ashton like that in recent weeks go 10 feet over the bar. And today you can tell he's on his mark. The hesitation from the keeper, and Foster should make it too. And then a chance for Ashton. Both are denied by the woodwork, and Crewe were within a whisker of doubling their advantage and really should have done.
Yeah.
Enjoying his tussle. Now that's got to be a sending off, is it? He's going for his pocket. John Hills has gone. The second yellow card from Mr. Walton for the former Everton player. Another arrow to his bow. We'll get our cliches right. String to his bow, even. As Foster goes looking for this one, it's gone above him and through to Sodji. Crewe with their second, and that's game, set and match now for the Alex. Blackpool will try to live for another day, but today they've been well and truly beaten by Crewe Alexandra. Free kick for Crewe. They're looking for a third. They have a 2-goal advantage. Turney. Foster lets it go and it's gone in. Stephen Foster and Paul Turney will both challenge for the goal. I've got a feeling Paul Turney will fancy that it's his. Foster was nearest to the ball as it went through the air, but Turney's free kick is being celebrated as having gone straight in. Crewe have their third.
It was a great result for us. First time in many months we've scored 3 goals, and you know, I was able to relax a little bit more before the end of the game. I thought we played well, we started well, scored in 7 minutes I think. Might have been 3 up in quarter now, definitely 2. Missed some chances I thought, and the player getting sent off made the game easier for us. Not easy, but easier. And it's I think if you're 2 match sides and you end up with the extra man, you've got to make it count. You just got to deploy your troops in such a way that you haven't got too many spare players at the back. You know, just one's enough, and then you can get after them, which we did. I thought we got after them well, and they found it hard to play against us, and I thought we were relentless and wore them out in the end.
The sending off was a definite sending off in your opinion?
Well, I think once you're getting booked for whatever reason, you've got to be very careful, and I have to say that I didn't think he was very careful, and you mustn't give the referee opportunities. And that's why I took Brams off. I didn't think Brams was a serious offence, but I felt the referee might. It's almost human nature, you know, to want to even it up. And you'll find most experienced managers are always very wary. I mean, I remember the same here. Was it 2 years ago? QPR had a man sent off They had 2 sent off, and then Colin Little got himself sent off, and he said he didn't do anything. I said, no, Colin, that's what we said at half-time. You know, whoever gets sent off is going to say, I didn't touch him. But you gave the referee an opportunity to send you off, and he sent you off. So I thought their player did that, and I took Brams off so that he wouldn't give him an opportunity.
The second half you were clinical and you took your chances.
Yeah, I think we were relentless. I think we just went for them, and they found it hard to play.
Your home form hasn't been the best. It must be impressive to have such an emphatic win.
Our home results haven't been the best. Our home form's been okay. We're making more chances though now. That's what we're working on all the time. I think the players are improving. I think they're getting better, a lot of them. I think there's more to come.
There was a great balance about your side. Tierney and Vaughan certainly had some extra dimensions.
Yeah, well, Tierney's made a big difference. He's that much better at left back than Vaughan, although Vaughan has been terrific. And Vaughan, of course, will join us in the football nicely. You know, he does that job that Kenny Lunt does when he plays in that more advanced role. So I mean, the main thing is that the bench gets better, and Ben and Ricks couldn't get on the bench, and I mean they're 2 boys who are going to have good careers, I think.
Steve, you're not a happy man.
Well, do you expect me to be? I'm a manager of a football team who's been let down by, again, outrageous refereeing decisions. And I just, it's sad to be standing here talking to you about refereeing. I should be talking here about, yes, the best team won, or wasn't it a great game, and wasn't that a great goal? But we're not. I'm standing here saying about referees, and I'm sick to the back teeth of doing the same thing, and so have many managers across the country. I'm not the only one standing here. All over the country there'll be managers saying the same things today.
You're disappointed about the sending off decision? You feel it was unfair?
Oh, very much so. You know, if there's contact, it's minimal, and you've got to have common sense. Everyone's taking the common sense factor out of this football, and it's important that we get back to basics and let play go on. If it's crude, and if you drag people back, if you spit in people's face, if you go with intent to hurt somebody, then yes, I agree, you've got to go. But not for niggles and bits and pieces and handbags at 10 paces. You know, it's wrong.
So a lot of possession of the ball is Brammer from fairly deep positions. As I said, he's decent in terms of his ability in passing the ball. Murray is up for that along with Tierney. Tierney winning it. Now on the chase goes Beadle. Beadle's in the penalty area waiting for the knockdown, and up comes Tinian, and it's off the post. Brian Tinian's strike. Lightning quick counter-attack by Bristol City, and it deserved something better. The key players to watch here are Hulse, Walton and Lunt as that goes toward the far post, and it's found away in the back of the net, and Crewe Alexandra have the lead. Well, who got the final touch? Was it indeed Foster? Hill. There's Jack. Hulse just holding his run. Ashton's going in on the back post. Going to fall to Ashton here. Ashton! Ashton! Oh dear. The defence is rocking all over the place at the moment. And Ashton should have buried that. And Crewe should be 2 up. Tinian and Bell and Tinian again. Nothing on in front of him. Tinian, that is superbly done by Brian Tinian. Beadle though can't hold up the ball. He's not had a good first half, Peter Beadle. 14 is Vaughan. Vaughan now. Still on his own. Vaughan strike. Good save. The follow-up is in. And City are 2 down. And the goal scored by who else? Rob Hulse. They backed off. They backed off. Phillips produced a decent save. Nobody reacted in time. And all of a sudden this is turning into be a greater performance as the weather we've got hanging over Ashton Gate. They're all looking for Roberts. Roberts looks up, there's plenty on for him. That wasn't a bad ball by Roberts. Tinian now, can he find the ball? He has found the ball and he's found Murray. Can he find the finish? Yes, he has! That was exquisite play from Bristol City. That's what they can do when they put their mind to it. Tinian. Up and under this time from Tinian. Variation on plenty of themes that he's played this afternoon. There's Peacock. Peacock's there! And Peacock has levelled it. 8 minutes to go. Don't leave this ground early. Brown. Danny Wilson urging his side to go forward, not to go back on the defensive. It's probably a good idea when you see how well they defended in the first half. Now Kenny Lunt. Gives it away again. This is right to the back post. Rodney Jack, is that brilliantly done by Jack, and it might fall. Snarls there, good save, and again, and he did well. Sorval did as well as he could do in the second one.
There's just something special about the FA Cup. Every time it comes around, both sets of supporters and fans feel that even at this early stage, their side could do something rather special in this competition.
With Didsley, and he's won the free kick. Didsley just catching him. Savell, lots of space for Kenny Lunt to move into. And his ball through is there for Ben Ricks, and Ricks gives Crewe the lead. Ben Ricks' first team return is marked with an early strike inside 5 minutes. His first ever goal in the FA Cup for Crewe, and it's given them the advantage over Mansfield Town. That does bode for more goals in this game. Christie, in by Corden. Free header inside the area, and it's off the line by David Vaughan. Well, Craig Didsley thought he'd equalised. Brammer and Savell interchanging, and now Kenny Lunt. Ricks, Ashton and Jack all wait, and here is Ben Ricks, and there's Rodney Jack, and it would have been 2-0 for Crewe, but he's got caught a foot or so offside, and Rodney Jack, who has a knack of scoring in the Cup this season. Here's Ben Ricks as Crewe look for the winner. A second goal would seal it. Lunt around his man, and then brought down. It's a penalty for Crewe, and that should be good night Mansfield and Crewe's passage into the third round. An opportunity here for Dave to get his first strike for the Alex in the Football Association, and he's done it. There's the third round place boot for Crewe, their second of the game from Dave Brammer's first of the season, and his first for Crewe in the FA Cup.
Do they not want to go through to the next round? Oh no, it's okay, we're losing, but what we'll do is we'll play 4-5-1, it doesn't matter. We'll just play into Crewe hands, let them have the ball, let them have more opportunities to rip us to shreds.
They're doing it again with Dean Ashton. Oh, what a goal from Dean! He just loves playing in the FA Cup. The winner in the first round at Port Vale. His other goal came in the Leyland Daff. And now another fantastic strike from the player who could be a future England star. A strike of quality from Dean Ashton. Well, David Wright. Ben Ricks. Lunt. On for Dean Ashton. Oh, he's hit a post. Dean denied his second goal in the tie.
But once again, that's probably just down to carelessness from Crewe, who were just, I think, hoping that sooner or later the chance arises.
Could come now. Dean Ashton looking for Rodney Jack. Jack teeing up Kenny Lunt, who's denied by a wonderful stop by Andy Warrington. Brammer inside the area is Lunt and also Turney and David Vaughan. And they're going to get another bite of the cherry now with their captain and Dave Brammer, who goes around Ravenhill. Lunt, now David Vaughan, the deflected shot goes in. Crewe have the lead. The Welsh under-21 international marks his comeback into the first team side with a strike that deflects, but he will claim it as his own, and Crewe have the advantage. This evening, Steve Jones, I think, would have a field day against this side. And I do believe that John Miles should be given a decent run out as well this evening, because he too could prove just how good he is. Here's Rodney Jack. On to Dean Ashton. Ashton. His shot was blocked. He gets his second opportunity and scores. Dean Ashton scores again in the Leyland Daff V Trophy. He's done his job once more, and he's really coming to form. A wonder strike from Jack on Saturday, and another excellent finish this evening.
We are 2-0 up after all.
What a piece of play from Dave Brammer. That shows you the confidence. Lunt now, David Vaughan. Here's Dean Ashton looking for his 5th of the season. Ashton, his 2nd goal of the game, his 5th goal now of the term, and he's back with a bang. Dean Ashton.
It's all too easy at the moment, Paul. I think I'm going to have to go and run and get that abacus, because I tell you what, the way we're going, we're going to be into double figures.
Oh, that's a terrible ball. Barnes intercepting Walker. Now Robert Gill. And that's a dreadful finish. He had it taken away from Rodney Jack by Barrack. Now the captain, Dave Brammer. Behind him is Turney. Inside is Vaughan. David Vaughan. Great ball across. It's gone under Warrington. And the hesitation has led to the ball coming to Rodney Jack, who scores Crewe's 4th. Rodney Jack's 8th of the season. Another player that loves scoring in cup competitions. It's his 6th now this season in cup competitions.
He must just be being rested this evening. Dave Walton, Rob Hulse, obviously, if he's fit for Saturday. Well, yeah, you say that. I'm surprised that he hasn't started to change, Dario, but obviously he's got his reasons for doing it, but there's no sign of anybody either warming up.
Too cold. Here's Kenny Lunt, Dean Ashton, and now Rodney Jack. Jack's 2nd of the evening, Crewe's 5th. A spasmodic burst by Crewe, and they finish it with some simplicity. A splendid strike again from the St Vincent Star. Lee Bell. Support outside from Turney. Great ball from Turney. Ashton, there's his hat-trick. Dean Ashton gets his 3rd of the evening. The first 2 have come from his right foot. This comes from the head. His 6th of the season, his 4th in the competition, and that's Crewe's 6th goal of the evening. Miles with Foster. John Miles feeding the ball through for Kenny Lunt. Lunt now, cross the goal and in from Steve Jones, Crewe's 7th. The substitute Jones gets on the score sheet. Lovely intricate play from Crewe. Their football this evening has been superb, and that one of the pick of the 7.
You know, I'm going to have to watch this game again.
He'll fancy his chances from this distance. Kenny Lunt is also there as Crewe go in search of their 8th of the evening. Lee Bell. Oh, well, he confused us all then. Well, if you don't do it right the first time, try again. Here's Kenny, and there's 8. A perfect free kick from Kenny Lunt, and a real what happened next. The Doncaster defenders have had a torrid evening, and the last thing they need is a Lee Bell and Kenny Lunt routine such as that.
Capitalise on one of our attacking opportunities.
The Crewe defence is forward for this free kick. Foster and Walton go into motion. Ashton there as well. It's gone to Foster, who's denied at the 2nd attempt by Marriott. It wasn't the clearest of touches from Foster.
Let's hope now Crewe can capitalise on a good free kick again from Turney.
Size advantage plays a key part in these positions. And Foster, Walton and Ashton are all in the thick of it. Foster again is the aim. There's Stephen Foster, and there's the first goal of the afternoon. A clever move from Crewe, and it was put quickly into the back of the net through Foster's free header.
Well, to quote a phrase, I'm not going to blow my own trumpet, but had set pieces, and you could almost see where he was going to go before Kenny even took it.
it's great from the Crewe point of view, but Barnsley's defending was very, very poor, and after all their pressure play, but then that's their problem, isn't it, if they haven't got the quality. If Crewe can...
Mulligan, chance for Barnsley, and it's denied by the hands of Clayton Ince. Dean Gore was in front of him. Foster, Ashton and Walton are the players to watch. From the last set piece, Crewe took the lead. They're looking for their second.
I think he might have a shot here.
Kenny Lund, and he does have a shot, and then his second effort looks for Foster. He's not too far away from his second. The header was deflected. Dave Mulligan has had an excellent game for his team as Gore plays the ball in. Ince's palm comes to Crooks, whose shot is deflected over. The clearest opportunity yet for the Yorkshire side. It's difficult enough then for Crewe, but to have Ben Ricks out there as well is giving Barnsley too much of an advantage, and that's why David Vaughan is coming on. Gore flicking it over. Bruce Dyer's onside, and again Clayton Ince needs to be made to come out and make the save.
Yeah.
Brammer taking play away from Dean Gore. Forward by Turney. Jack is all on his own. His header though comes through for Dean Ashton. Oh, he's given play away. Played it straight to Dean Gore, then Brammer, who takes on two. Nearly won the battle. Turney's ball, no, it's found Rodney Jack. Jack is onside and inside of Lee Crooks. Rodney Jack to seal it. 3 points for Crewe. Rodney Jack slots in his third goal in 5 days. A super finish from Rodney that should now see Crewe go into the top 4.
A lot of pace that man's got. Controlled it actually very difficultly on his head because the ball came across to him. It was bounced almost on top of his head.
Well, yeah, I mean, Dean Ashton would have been clean through there, or David Vaughan with a better ball would have put Rodney Jack in. But going back to David Vaughan, we mentioned that the fact that he was on the bench, we talked about it before the game had even kicked off and said that we couldn't believe that he'd been left on the bench.
Ashton, Dean Ashton. Oh, that was a great effort from Dean Ashton and deserved to go in.
2-1, Dario Gradi must be a happy man this evening.
Yes, yeah, it was a hard-fought victory. They worked very hard for it, the players. A lot of effort. Had to take some pressure in the second half when we weren't playing very well. We didn't do very well in the second half. We gave the ball away, and the ball kept coming back at us. They were hitting their front two well and building up off the front two. They were giving our defenders a hard time. They stuck to their jobs well, made very few mistakes. We got through that period. We'd got the 1-0 cushion, and I thought we looked a bit more dangerous perhaps than them in the first half, although they had their moments and had quite a lot of the play. They were on top, as I said, in the second half, and we had to get out of that spell, which we did. We started to pass the ball better. Then, of course, we got the second goal, and I think probably Glyn thought it was going to be a bit of an uphill battle from them.
David Vaughan's substitution when coming into the game seemed to give you added impetus.
Well, Ben was a little bit quiet, and he didn't look very strong. Sometimes he looked stronger than other times, and he didn't look as though he was going to take anybody on, and other times he does. And I thought Vaughan would take them on. He was getting in positions, and I thought Vaughan might take them on. And I thought Ben was getting tired too. So there's it's good experience for both of them to play. You know, they wish each other well when they play, and I just try to keep them all involved.
Rodney took his goal ever so well.
Yeah, very well. The first night I saw him play, which was at Chester, he took one exactly the same. Very calmly side-footed it past the goalkeeper, and that was, I mean, he'd looked a terrific player all night at Chester, but when he scored that goal, that was when I decided to try and buy him. That was a goal scorer's goal. Now, he hasn't quite been that goal scorer since, for a variety of reasons. Not all of them his fault. A lot of them perhaps where we've played him. But I thought he'd score when he got through there today.
The defence was impressive. It's
yeah, it was.
Clean sheet in a week.
Yeah, it was impressive. Yeah, I think it's as good a defence as or a back four as you'll find in this league. I haven't seen a better one. They've got strength and pace, and they're all half decent on the ball as well. So Foz has worked very hard, and Dave Walton worked hard at their play on the ball, and their passing's better. But their defending's excellent. Foz is a very good learner, always has been, and wherever you do point out a mistake to him, he's usually ahead of you. He usually knows what he's done wrong, and therefore you know he's not going to get it wrong very often. Dave Walton has come back and taken on board what we've said to him about being tidy and not flying around on his backside all the game. And he's getting a run of games, and that's what's held him back in the past, is he's never had a good run of games. So that's what he needs to progress his ability, and so I think he's done well. The left back we're delighted with. You know, we've got a boy in who we don't know, who's come in and has just become one of us on and off the pitch. Who's a terrific lad to work with. So 2 good full-backs. But I think we're good all over the pitch. You know, one of the supporters, lady supporters before the game was talking about one of the Doncaster players that she liked, and why didn't we go out and get him? And I don't need any players. You know, I think to find anybody that's going to come in my team and do better than the players I've got, it'd cost an absolute fortune, one way or the other. So I'm happy with the team, and I'm happy with the players coming through. That doesn't mean to say you get complacent. We're always looking for better players. But by and large, we're going to be looking less and working harder with what we've got.
Crewe are among the second division's form teams and took just 18 minutes to go in front at Swindon. Kenny Lunt finding Dean Ashton. This all too easy.
In goal for the visitors. On the clock, 7 goals now this season for Dean Ashton, who took it like a veteran. Gurney, that's a great ball. This is Saban onside. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, credit to the goalkeeper. Kenny Lunt has spotted the ball up. Ashton's header, terrific effort. Off the bar initially, but forced in. And Crewe have a 2-goal lead. And Swindon only have themselves to blame. Wall is formed. Milioranzi's there, but I fancy it'll be Gurney. Scored against Plymouth last week. Denied by keeper and post, and Swindon cannot force it home. It's just not their afternoon, I'm afraid. Lovely touch by Milioranzi. This is Saban. Looped cross. Robinson will keep it going for Swindon. Foster was in the way. Once again, Crewe play themselves neatly out of trouble at the back, and the flag has stayed down, and this is Ashton with Jack in support. This will be 3, and this will be curtains for Swindon. But was there an offside in the build-up? The classic counter-punch. Jack with the easiest of finishes, but should there have been a whistle earlier? Prizes for guessing what's coming here. Touch on by Milioranzi. Parkin's in there, shouts for handball, and the referee has pointed to the spot. And Swindon Town may just have a glimmer of hope. Parkin already has 3 successful spot kicks. That's number 4. 14 in total now for the season. Oh, mistake! Brammer to Parkin, keeper did enough, a trailing leg just robbed the Swindon striker of the opportunity, and not for the first time. Swindon guilty of passing up a golden opportunity.
Take a look at our stat attack and you'll see that Phil was right. Crewe had 3 shots on target and scored all 3. Swindon's 18 efforts throughout the game gave them just the 1 goal.
Wigan are 4 points clear at the top of the second division. Cardiff have moved up to second. Bristol City has slipped to third. At the other end of the table, no significant change. Cheltenham's point against Wycombe wasn't enough to lift them out of the bottom 4.
A 5th win in 6 league games for Dario Gradi's Crewe saw them surge into the top 4. Dean Ashton's header set the tone, only 6 minutes in. Then 2 goals in as many minutes killed off any hopes of a Cheltenham revival. First, when Dave Vaughan's shot was too good for home keeper Steve Book. And then a Boxing Day belter from Rodney Jack. Gradi said afterwards that Jack's effort was worth the admission money on its own. Cheltenham's players were resigned to the result even before Michael Duff was dismissed just before the hour, and they ended up with 9 when Neil Howell's professional foul on Ashton had referee Brian Curzon reaching for his top pocket again. Dave Brammer buried the penalty for 4-0. These sides could well be 2 divisions apart come May.
See Crewe with the ball at the feet a little bit more.
And here they do it with Ashton. No Rodney Jack. Space for Rodney Jack.
Moment, they've had 1 or 2 passes, lost the ball straight away, and not been able to get the ball back off Oldham. So really, I'd like to see Crewe with the ball at the feet a little bit more.
And here they do it with Ashton. No Rodney Jack. Space for Rodney Jack to unleash one of his specials that wasn't a million miles away.
Oh, refereeing decisions I appreciate. That's a strange one.
Crewe with an excellent opportunity here after the handball from David Ayres. Lunt with the free kick. They've looked for the offside. Holtz is onside, or is he? Rob Holtz, for his second thought, it was number 19 of the season, but he's denied by the flag on the near side.
But how late was the flag, if they're not careful?
It's hard to see any weak links, though, isn't it, on either of these 2 teams' lineups, as that ball from Armstrong is picked up by Brammer. A half mistake might cost a team. Holtz with a half opportunity that he just couldn't hit the angle with.
No, to be fair, it was a lovely ball by Dave Brammer.
And it nearly came to Hanning. It's now dropped inside the area, and Carlo Corazin turns away after the shot by John Eyre to signal the first goal of the game. They've taken the lead over them Athletic. Carlo Corazin tapping in from about 2 yards out. Opportunity now for Kenny Lunt to show us his free kick credentials. He's getting words of advice from Paul Turney, who has scored from a free kick this season for Crewe. But it's Lunt who takes the curler that's palmed over the bar by Paglicomi.
What a save. I always congratulate keepers on that, because that was an absolute fantastic free kick.
Had the better of the play, and territorially now they're taking over. Walton's ball looking for Rob Holtz. Neil Savell. The shot's deflected and could go in. Paglicomi again scampering across his area to produce another fingertip stop, and twice in 2 minutes he's kept Oldham in front. 10 minutes to our half-time break. Oldham with the lead thanks to an early strike. As Crewe again go through the middle looking for Rob Holtz. It will go back into the melting pot from Neil Savell. Foster seemed to be pushed then by Fitzhall. Kenny Lunt against the bar. It's still in play and just now goes over the top.
Well, Paul, I think I'm gonna have some sort of heart attack in a minute. What else can possibly happen in this game? If you really want to get somewhere, you've got to be able to play the ball through holes.
Another key moment in the contest. Foster is forward for this free kick, and he's gone looking for Foster, and in by Rob Holtz. The 19th of the season from Rob Holtz, flicking on the free kick from Kenny Lunt. His return after 4 games pays off. Dario's game plan has worked out.
Yeah, take your top scorer off. Great thinking, lads. Rubbish. Bang. Oh, brilliant. 20th, I think that is of the season, by the way.
Dean Ashton. Fitzhall is in front of him. Ashton's gone through him as if he wasn't there. Dean Ashton would have been one of the girls of the season from Dean, who's looking for 3 in 3.
Superb. Left foot, right foot. I've admired Fitzhall this game, but the lad was terrified when Ashton got run. I mean, they're passing the ball again, Paul, aren't they? They're keeping possession, and it's such a crucial thing, that is, in a game such as this.
Great ball from Bourdais. Andrews in behind Foster, he's brought him down. It's a penalty. Oldham with a spot kick after Wayne Andrews is bundled over by Stephen Foster, who could now be sent off. Oh, he's got a booking, and he's very fortunate because he was the last man. The captain comes up to see if he can put Oldham in front for the second time in the game. David Ayres, the play of the season for Oldham last term, has continued Oldham's splendid away form by making it 2-1. They're just buzzing away from Boundary Park, Oldham Athletic, and they just seemingly can't be beaten. 11 games without defeat. There's no one in the country got a better record than them, and again they take the lead away from home. Ashton, picked off by Armstrong, who's been man of the match for Oldham Athletic. A super player. Oh, Foster's gone in, and he's gone in late then on Wayne Andrews, and he's got to be careful because he's already been booked. Mr. Ellery is having a long think about this. Wayne Andrews has stayed down. He's off field and off camera at this moment. The linesman is talking to Mr. Ellery, and the decision will rest upon what this linesman says. The man with the yellow flag now called Stephen Foster to him. Oh, he could be off. He's going for the pocket, he's off. Stephen Foster's got his second yellow card, and Crewe Alexandra are now down to 10 men. A second foul from Stephen Foster in the space of 5 minutes at Kenny Lunt. Rodney Jack against the substitute, Lee Duxbury. Still Rodney Jack. Great running cross, left by Huds. David Vaughan! A gilt-edge opportunity for the substitute, the Welsh international, David Vaughan. At the death, he could have stolen a point. Didsley, he's given play to Jack. We do need Rodney Jack with the ball. As yet, he's not had any possession. And as against Oldham, was starved of the ball. Wright, you could hear quite clearly what Dave Brammer wants. Here's David Wright, inside the area right. Now Kenny Lunt, and that's as best an opportunity as Crewe have had so far. Corden, now Eaton. Space for Curtis, and he's hit the post, and Disley's missed one of the opportunities of the season. Craig Disley will have nightmares about that in the months to come.
Superb throw up by Ince. I mean, the first time we've seen a counter-attack of any real threat for Crewe, and it was just unfortunate.
Here's an opportunity now for Crewe. Vaughan, Rodney Jack is onside. Rodney Jack with Pilkington. The ball escaped Jack, and that was what saved Mansfield Town. Ease the pressure as Ricks looks for Foster, who's free. Stephen Foster! That's a gilt-edge miss for a player that has 4 goals this season from situations such as that. Williamson was able to win the ball for Christie. And then Lawrence lost out to Ben Ricks. Jack with a clever turn, he's got the pace to beat Keith Curl. Rodney Jack on the outside of Curl, in looking for Jones, and the ball was just behind him.
You'd have looked at one of the goals of the seasons then, because the creativity of Rodney Jack, he does that all the time, and he flicks over his foot.
Break for Mansfield. Lawrence, Christie inside the area, chance for Isaiah Christie. The best opportunity for the number 22, Christie. It will be, as to speak, the usual from Crewe. Watch for Foster and Walton. They will go darting for the 6-yard area. Lunt will play it looking for Foster. Walton. Here's Dave Walton to score Crewe's opener. Crewe have the lead. 15 minutes into the second half, and his first of the season. It's a long time in coming for Dave Walton, who's had so many seasons of disappointment with injury, but his first goal of this term, back in the first team, and he'll enjoy this evening.
That's right. I mean, I think he was on a weight building gain programme during the summer. I think it was fish and chips we was told to go and eat. That's carbohydrates.
Well, we come all the way from Wigan for them. Here's the goal scorer, Dave Walton. Oh, that's a good header, because Christie went straight through him. And look at Walton. He's going complaining about the challenge, but he's not doing it in a way that's awful or negative. He's gone there as a gentleman and said that was out of line. Here's a second booking. Christie's gone. In fact, it's not a booking, it's a straight red.
Was it
we just seem to have cards after cards here at the Alexandra Stadium this season, and Christie, who had been booked as Lawrence displays his anger, gets his second yellow, though I do think that the red would have been given for the challenge anyway, because he didn't even go for the ball. Ricks, a longer ball, looking for the substitute, John Miles. How he'd love to mark his introduction with a girl, and he could do. Miles! His shot grazes the crop.
Well, that's right. I mean, they're playing with one man up front, but 4 or 5 supporting him behind.
Tenny, Ford. After the knockdown for Miles, David Vaughan is denied by the hand of Kevin Pilkington. A wonderful save from Pilkington. Savel's challenge was important. Lunt now with Williamson. And again with Williamson, and he's escaped, and Williamson's challenge was shocking. But Crewe have a 4-on-2 and surely should score now. Miles, Savell and Ricks are all there. But there's only 3 players back for Mansfield. John Miles to seal it. His first goal for Crewe Alexandra. John Miles, the substitute, marks his place in the first team with an excellent effort. And that could be the player to rescue Crewe in their injury crisis.
First ever FA Cup meeting between 3rd Division Bournemouth and 2nd Division Crewe was marked by goalkeeping prowess in one of the day's 2 goalless draws. Bournemouth's Chris Tardif produced one of the saves of the game to prevent a Crewe breakthrough, and he later touched Kenny Lunt's in-swinging corner onto the bar. Despite the best efforts of Wade Elliott, there was no goal joy at the other end either, in front of Bournemouth's best crowd of the season. Crewe's goalkeeper Clayton Ince matching Tardif every stretch of the way.
Colchester were the last team to beat Wigan in a league game way back on August the 31st. Since then, though, Colchester have won just 1 more home fixture, although they started impressively against Crewe. Mickey Stockwell, a month short of his 38th birthday, putting them ahead. Crewe's away form has been good, but they were making little progress here, and manager Dario Gradi was contemplating changes. That before Steve Jones grabbed their equaliser. A magnificent effort by Jones, who was the striker Gradi was thinking of taking off. Now Jones was staying on, and he made the most of his reprieve by then putting Crewe ahead. Joey Keith was determined to get Colchester back in the game, and he won them a penalty when he was challenged by Paul Tierney. Keith stepped up to take the penalty himself, but Clayton Ince made a decent save, and Crewe moved up to 2nd in the table.
So far they've pretty much dominated possession, and that clearance out could come for John Miles, who hits it first time. Miles was within a whisker, a half opportunity from a poor clearance from Tardif, but again the wind was playing a key player in his way. Now there's a counter-attack for Crewe. David Vaughan, 3 Crewe players in front of him. One of them is Stephen Jones. Jones has scored his 3rd goal in 4 days. Stephen Jones, 7th of the season. And at the moment, who needs Ashton, Holtz and Jack when Stephen Jones is in this sort of form? So critical to Crewe's hopes of staying in the FA Cup. Ince has hesitated. Fletcher. And the ball has come loose. Hayter. And he has equalised. A simple strike for James Hayter. Out of nothing, Crewe have gifted Bournemouth the equaliser. Dave Bramino trying to get Crewe free, but they've been picked off again by the midfield and Stock. Narada. A deeper ball this time for Hayter. No, Fletcher goes down under the challenge, and it's a penalty. Bournemouth have a spot kick after the foul from Dave Walton. He brought down Fletcher, who was free after the knockdown from Hayter. Gareth O'Connor has the opportunity. Ince saved a spot kick on Saturday, and he's watched this one hit the woodwork. A second missed spot kick against Crewe Alexandra in 4 days. After Ince's heroics against Colchester, this one comes back off the woodwork. Lunt, forward for Vaughan. Vaughan now through for Lee Bell. Only Jones is in the centre. Lee Bell, the substitute, tries to pick him out. Now he's got the opportunity though to pick out David Wright. And a 3rd opportunity for Bell. Tyndall this time clears to Kenny Lunt, and Lunt has hit the post, and it's gone through the legs then of Steve Jones. A gilt-edge opportunity. Savell. David Wright. Neil Savell now leaves the ball for David Vaughan. Vaughan. Excellent shot from David Vaughan. Walter and Walker are both in the area, but the ball wasn't played for either of them. And that will be that. We will now move into extra time. Kenny Lunt. Lee Bell. Savel's forward and so's Jones! Steve Jones thought that he had scored the goal to put Crewe through then, and he was within a foot of doing it. Thomas. There's space now for James Hayter. And again Bankole fumbles. It's in now. Fletcher has given Bournemouth the lead. Well, maybe a hero is produced by Stephen Fletcher, who's finally given us a leader here deep into extra time. And Bournemouth, for the first time in the 2 games, have the lead. David Wright to give this one short instead to Dave Brammer. They're still all forward. Brammer now looking for Lunt. Lunt with a pull back, and the shot from Jones is saved by Tardif, and we will have a final corner kick after a last opportunity for Crewe has fallen the way of the Northern Ireland international Steve Jones. Bournemouth. Crewe's 13th corner kick comes to their captain Dave Brammer. Brammer at the back to Soji! Effie Soji has equalised at the death for Crewe Alexandra. What a wonderful way to mark your return to the first team. The Nigerian has done his job. And you'd think they won the FA Cup, let alone just get themselves back on level terms in a third-round replay. The former Port Vale player to give Crewe the lead, and he's seen his penalty kick saved by Tardif. Not the start to spot kicks that Crewe will have wanted. Wade Elliott now to give the lead to Bournemouth. After Brammer's missed spot kick, a chance for the South East Coast to take the lead, and they have done again. Elliott, 1-0. Diving to his right to deny Brammer. Lunt now. And he's just gone in. Or has it? No, it's not. Tardif has kept it out with the help of the woodwork. Absolutely incredible. Here goes Holmes' penalty. And he's slotted it past Bankole to make it 2. Now with a chance with Crewe's 3rd penalty just to keep them in the game. Needs to score. Jones has hit the post, and Crewe have missed all 3 of their penalty kicks, and surely now they are going out of the FA Cup and their fans start to leave. Well, he can't throw away another gilt-edge opportunity. Fletcher to seal it, and he's seen his shot saved, hit the post and come out, and Crewe are still in it. Penalty kick. Wright hasn't scored here at the Alexandra Stadium. Can he do it from the spot? He can. David Wright makes it 2-1 with the first time ever scoring here at the Alexandra Stadium. He scored away from home. Has a long look at the spot kick against Bankole. Bankole now needs to be big, where Warren Feeney has slotted it in, and Bournemouth are in the 4th round of the FA Cup. They will play Stoke City at the Britannia Stadium. His captain Soji on by Lunt, and now Steve Jones, and Jones will let this one run for David Vaughan. Vaughan with support outside from David Wright, right inside the area. An opportunity for the fullback to score his first goal from free play here at the Alexandra Stadium. There's Foster. Super play from Crewe, they do it ever so well. It's a precision free kick. Hammer with a quick free kick. David Vaughan, chance for Vaughan, and he's blocked by Bevan at the start of each half. Got possession once more. Oh, long ball from Brammer. Now there's an opportunity. Jones, the keeper's come from nowhere, and that was hands from Scott Bevan. He should be off. The ball was going to go. Steve Jones is on the floor, but I feel that Scott Bevan will get a red card. We've had 6 red cards here in the last 6 games. This is about to become the 7th.
It's got to be on it, really. Jones has got to hit that first time, looking to turn it over his head. The keeper's used his hands. That's why the referee stopped it. I'm assuming he stopped it because of that.
I mean, a red card will come. We now all wait on Mr. Coburn.
Well, if you're going to go to the letter of the law, it has to be red. That had goal written all over it. It was the chance that Crewe had been waiting for. Now, They often say, you know, when you're high up in the table, you usually get the run of the green and things usually go for you.
We have seen so many red cards here at the Alexandra Stadium this season. Sodji. Space for Kenny Lunt. Lunt. Oh, that was nearly a tremendous strike. Would have been a goal of the season contender from Kenny Lunt. Holtz. Up in the air again by Vaughan. Oh, there's panic. Sodji! Denied by a point-blank save from Phil Senior. Good. Holtz. Lunt. On to Rob Holtz again. Inside the area, Rob Holtz. Holtz is denied by Senior. 10 minutes left. Time is ticking. Brammer. Crewe looking for their first. Looking for the winner. Wanna be enough. Jones. There's Rob. It won't count. Offside already given.
Well, it doesn't look like a football match, does it, Paul? I don't know.
Brammer over the top for Sodji. And there's Rob! Another excellent save from Senior. Rob Holtz. And Crewe are still trying their best to get their winner. Oh, there's a mistake now from Senior. Lunt with an open goal. There's Rob now, and he's took it wide. Phil Senior went walkabout, making his first mistake since coming on. Everything to his right. Now to the left is Foster. The crowd are growing impatient. David Vaughan. Edwards and Holtz wait in the centre. Foster will try and pick one of them out. Rob Holtz with the flick. Another wonderful save, but Jones follows up. His 8th of the season, his 4th in 3 games. The Northern Ireland international is proving to be a clinical finisher. And who needs Rodney Jack and Dean Ashton with a player in that sort of form?
But you've got to feel sorry for the keeper again, Paul. He's pulled off a great save
Dario
from Rod.
Gradi must be a very relieved man.
No, I'm not relieved. I'm pleased. I thought the players played very well. Again, on a not easy pitch. Kept their discipline well, kept passing the ball, kept probing the openings. The supporters might have been relieved, but I thought they played well. And if we'd have drawn the game 0-0, I'd have gone in and said I thought you played well. Our finishing was poor, but what do you go in? You can't go in and have a go at players because their finishing's poor. They're trying to score goals. We spend a lot of time on shooting practices, so we've done everything we can do, both the players and myself. In the end, they are rewarded because they've stuck at it, and they haven't ended up pumping high balls in the box. They've probed, tried to get shorter balls in the box, and bodies in the box. They've used the extra man very well, I thought. They've kept their discipline very well, and kept the discipline with the melee as well. And they've thoroughly deserved the win, which, you know, you thought a goal was coming at any time, didn't you?
You couldn't fault Steve Jones finishing, could you?
I could in the first half, yeah. He had 2 poor efforts of finishing the first half when he was off balance, and but his, I mean, what I can't fault him with is he's arrived. You know, he's arrived, and instead of having 3 good strikers, I got 4 good strikers. That's a great comfort.
He's in such an excellent vein of form at the moment, isn't he?
Yes, he's still a little bit dizzy with his play at times, but he's come in and made an impact, and that's all you can ask. He's had his chance. He's been in and he's been out, and he's been in and he's been out. He's stuck with it, but he now looks confident because he's actually achieved something, and he's expecting to achieve something. So that's the only way you become confident, by achieving something. It's nothing people say to you. They're not books you read. It's actually achieving, and he's achieving.
The sending off was a pivotal point in the game. What was your feeling?
Well, I didn't see it. I know that sounds a bit pathetic, but when Jonah missed the opportunity, I looked away, and the next thing I've heard is a roar, and I saw Jonah flattened. So I had to ask Neil what happened. I don't think people know whether he's got sent off for giving him a whack or whether he's got sent off for handball. It could have been either, I believe.
Yeah, obviously a striker, you get goals, you're obviously delighted, and I didn't think it was going to come today, to be honest. I'd missed a few, but I'm glad I stuck that in at the end.
What is it when you get in this sort of form? Is it confidence?
For me, confidence, and breeds through the team as well. If everyone's got confidence, then there'll be no team that can stop us really. So we just keep going, and I've got a good 3 points today, which is good. So it keeps us up there.
It's the first time you've had a consistent run in the first team, isn't it? And you're proving your worth.
Yeah, I think I've started the last 4, which I'm delighted with. My fitness is at the peak now, which is good. Just got to keep learning and trying, and I'll learn every day through Dario.
And the more that you play, and the more that you score goals, the more that you'll have a chance of a Northern Ireland place.
Yeah, that's something back in my mind at the moment. I'm just concentrating getting into Crewe's first team, and if the chance comes along, then so be it. I'll be delighted.
And Bretherall has calmly taken play to Paul Murray. Super stuff from the centre-back. Foster, it's a half mistake that's left Andrews in. Wayne Andrews with Foster, who recovers to tackle him out. It's still not cleared. And Andrews' second effort is blocked by David Wright. By Hall. Now an opportunity for Oldham. Andrews. Wayne Andrews. Oh, what a save from Danny Milokovic. The man on loan from Leeds produced a 5-star stop to deny Wayne Andrews. After missing 2 games, he's back in the 11, but he will not be happy about that. But the challenge has given possession back to Crewe. Now Jones with Hall. Jones goes down under the challenge from Fitzhall. The referee now will call Fitzhall to him because the linesman on the near side has signalled a foul. Fitzhall went into the back of Stephen Jones, who's scored 4 goals in his last 3 games. Hall now will get, well, will it be red or yellow? He has 7 yellows and 1 red to his name already this season. This will at least be a booking. And it looks like red. It's his second sending off of the season. Fitzhall has reduced Oldham Athletic to 10 men. Stephen Jones was put through by the ball by Kenny Lunt after the challenge by Turney in the centre. Hall was dispossessed and had to push from behind, but the referee had played on Mr. Butler until the decision from the linesman, Mr. Simpson, came. Lunt quickly into the area to Holtz. A more positive touch from Rob, and that would have been his 21st of the season. Excellent challenge by Paul Murray. And although Neil Savell kept the ball in play, Oldham could have had possession, but they've lost it again. Turney inside the area to Rob Holtz. His best effort of the 3 that he's had so far in the first half. Burgess. His clever back heel has brought David Ayres into the game. And that ball is in front of Danny Milosevic, who receives a hard knock from Wayne Andrews, who stayed down, and also down inside the area is Walton. And Walton's holding his head. Andrews is now coming to his feet, though. He's holding his head as well. 2 minutes where he's made 3 excellent stops, notably 1 from Wayne Andrews in the first half, but that's the end of his loan spell maybe here for Crewe Alexandra. Stuart Tomlinson, who's the young keeper from the reserves, is coming on. Well, this is a real test for Tomlinson, making his senior debut for Crewe. Ben Ricks has gone through David Ayres. Ricks through 2. Oh, his layoff then from Kenny Lunt was not the best. Here's Dave Brammer. In for Rob Holtz. Holtz now with Polyakomi. Holtz has scored his 21st of the season. Oh, by George, he does have the key to Crewe's hearts this season. He really has come of age. After scoring in the 10s in the First Division, this time round he's really come up with winner after winner after winner. And this afternoon he takes his tally to 17 in the league, 21 in total. Carlo down for Burgess, and look at the space for Chris Armstrong. Armstrong inside the area has scored the equaliser for Oldham Athletic from the former Bury player. Crewe's defence went napping and Tomlinson was exposed, and Chris Armstrong took full retribution for the sending off of Fitzhall. Turney and Lunt have done the short corner kick routine all afternoon. Turney looking for Jones, he's hit the post. Paul Turney was within a shade of the woodwork through getting Crewe's second, and his second since arriving on loan from Manchester United. Savell. Has another opportunity. This one's a deeper ball. Polyakomi's lost it, and Brammer and Foster's header comes back, and then Holtz's shot has gone in. Rob Holtz's 22nd of the season, his second goal of the game, and surely now the winner with 4 minutes left. He's given Crewe 3 points here at Boundary Park. Ashton on for Holtz, he's now on for a hat-trick. Jones to his left, he's gone instead for Dean Ashton. Ashton, and there's the third! Now the 3 points are secure. Dean Ashton's return is marked by a wonder strike from the boy wonder. What a turnaround in the space of 2 minutes. Crewe have turned this game on its head, and the 10 men have now seen their hopes dashed by the 2 Crewe players that are pivotal to their promotion success.
This semi-final proved to be a shock for Crewe Alexandra, as Shrewsbury Town showed just why they had beaten Everton in the FA Cup. Nigel Jensen with the first goal on 27 minutes, his 13th of the season. Ryan Lowe's second, 5 minutes before half-time, stunned the 1,700 travelling fans. The Crewe supporters left in bewilderment at half-time as their side trailed by 2-0. Not even the 23rd goal of the season from leading scorer Rob Holtz could spark a comeback. After 57 minutes, his strike for a brief period seemed to give Crewe hope. But Kevin Ratcliffe's men, who would later lose their league status, quickly dispelled any hopes of a comeback, with their third 20 minutes from the end from Ryan Lowe. Luke Rogers added a fourth before the end. Adam Bancurley and his defence would be a little concerned with the way that 4 goals were put past them. And although Dean Ashton added a second right before the final whistle, it was a mere consolation for Dario Gradi's men against a side that would lose to Carlisle in the final of the Northern section.
Alexandra's recent form has seen them surge into automatic promotion contention. Only a surprise exit from the LDV Vans Trophy in midweek to dampen their spirits. At least, as knocked out teams often say, they can indeed now concentrate on their main aim.
Crewe's shock exit from the LDV Vans Trophy in midweek has failed to overshadow what's been a fantastic season for the Alex. After the disappointment of relegation from the First Division last season, Dario Gradi admits it's been refreshing to fight a promotion battle this campaign.
It's been a pleasure to enjoy this season, winning some games. The big pressure to play in the league above is the financial one, the financial rewards that brings. So we want to be in that league. You know, I wouldn't want anybody to think I'm happy to be in the second division. You can say I'm happier in the second division, but I want to be in the first division and be less happy. We will go up. The only question is when.
You don't have to be a rocket scientist to work out just why Crewe are among the automatic promotion hopefuls. Their 4 front men have scored 53 goals between them this season. Nearly half that total, though, have come from 23-year-old striker Rob Holtz.
Yeah, it's been a super season, and it's purely, you know, putting in the hard work, getting in the positions, and then, you know, obviously my teammates around me putting in good balls, and then, you know, it's just me there to finish them off.
We had a chance for him to go to West Brom in the summer, and I think Rob, if I'd have let him, would have gone, probably. And I didn't want him to go. I felt that he needed a good season. You know, he needed a season where he wasn't playing for a struggling side, he was playing for a good side. That's where the chances were going to come. I honestly didn't think he was going to get that at West Brom. I thought it would be another struggle for him.
Looking at it at hindsight now, it was very good advice. At the time, I was wondering, you know, because in football you never know what's going to happen. I was wondering whether it was the right decision, but, you know, I trust Dario. Dario knows his football, and, you know, I was never going to go against that.
He's got all the attributes and has just got to develop them. So it'll be interesting to see where he ends up. But we're pleased to have him here, and glad that that the transfer deadline's gone, and that he's still here, and I'm sure his time will come to play.
Whenever they come forward, we're not too sure of who we're supposed to be picking up.
Short ball in again, Raheem with the flick on, it's in by Hope, and Bankirli comes to the rescue for Crewe. But he's back for the return ball. Now there's options. Jones is offside if he doesn't watch himself. The deflection off the number 28, and it was a back pass from him, Paul Reed, that has given Crewe a free kick inside the area. Pivotal moment in the first half. A key opportunity now for Crewe to put behind them 38 minutes to forget and give themselves the lead for the interval. Kenny Lunt with the free kick. Turney to his left. Dave Brammer is the one to strike, and it goes through everyone and in. A tap in by Steve Jones. But he just loves scoring here at the Alexandra Stadium. There's no stopping the boy at the moment. And it can come at a better time. 5 minutes from the end of the first half. Walker down for Rob Holtz, who's behind the defence. Checked by the movement inside the area of Richard Hope. It's come through for Holtz, and now tapping for Lunt, even for Vaughan, and David Vaughan has made it two in a side, a 2-minute period. David Vaughan, the Welsh under-21 international, cements a splendid period at the end of this first half for Crewe.
What did I say to you, Paul? They don't look too good at the back.
Paul Harsley. Asamoah has gone through the challenge of Turney. Derek Asamoah, and then is brought down. Vaughan has fouled him, and that's a spot kick for Northampton Town in the final minute of the first half, and Dario Gradi is livid. We head into injury time at the end of the first half. Crewe, having scored 2 goals in 2 minutes just moments before, now have a spot kick to defend, and Gabbiadini has given his side a lifeline. Northampton Town have pulled a strike back in injury time at the end of a pulsating first half. The final 5 minutes have been blistering.
Instead we find ourselves penned back again.
Northampton with a set piece. Bankirli looked for it but didn't reach. Hope has scored. Richard Hope makes it 2-2. Had a similar header in the first half that was saved so well by Adam Bankirli. There was no stopping him this time, and Terry Fenwick's team are back on level terms.
I'm exploiting it now.
Holtz with the touch. Jones is onside. Steve Jones! It's 3-2! They're back in front. His second goal of the game, and he really does look a snip at £150,000. The man from non-league Lee RMI is becoming a real gem here at the Alexandra Stadium.
Well, Paul, I'm delighted that Crewe have got the goal, but I tell you what, this contest is far from over. The way we've been defending this afternoon has been diabolical.
Northampton about to make a substitution. Raheem. Oh, that's a dreadful ball back from Vaughan, and Paul McGregor should have made it 3-3. The first half with blistering 3 goals, and there's another. It's an equaliser for Northampton from Derek Asamoah. It's 3-3, and 3 times now Terry Fenwick's men have come back from the dead. They've somehow resurrected a point. Well, Dean Ashton's about to be introduced. I don't know how long he'll get. We're probably talking about 3 or 4 minutes for Dino to do his stuff. As that ball's played, looking for Rob Holtz. Holtz has just pushed his man before he scores. The leading goal scorer for Crewe is denied by a slight knock in the back on Paul Reed.
Yeah, we've conceded 7 goals in 2 games, so it's easy to see where the blame lies. It's not with the attack. Having said that, we missed some good chances. You know, Rob was through with the goalkeeper to beat, and might have done better than he did. Jonah did well when he was through with the goalkeeper to beat, to get the goal. I thought we'd be through with goalkeepers to beat because they hold that high line. And I didn't have time to practice it yesterday because I was practicing the defending. But the defending was better. They played the same way as Shrewsbury, in attack anyway. They had the midfield player was advanced rather than in front of the back 4. Otherwise it was the same. They obviously felt that they could get inside our fullbacks like they did on Wednesday. But they didn't. The fullbacks did much better. Paul Tierney stopped his man from getting inside. Couldn't stop him from going out on the outside. Couldn't stop him turning on him, and was giving corners away, which was. But he wasn't getting behind him, and he wasn't getting inside him. That's for certain. And I think McGregor got inside David once for a header, that was all. So they were coping, and the centre-halves were coping with the centre-forward all right. So we were coping, and we're 2 goals up. Then the left-back falls over, and Varney makes a silly challenge, you know, inside the box. There's no need to do that. And our 2-goal lead's gone. Then get a free header from a corner, which they haven't been getting. So we're looking and saying, well, should we have got that? I mean, can we not defend like that at corners without Foz? Is he so vital to us? And so he went straight through the goalkeeper, straight over the goalkeeper. So it's 2-2. We then get that great goal. Jonah does super, takes it very well. He's becoming a real poacher, and really well. And then we concede another goal from a corner. And we're missing chances at the other end. So that's 4 points we've dropped off Northampton this year.
Disappointing period with the injury. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a disappointing being injured, and you know what I mean, that's common part of football. You know what I mean, you get injured, you don't know what stage of the season, but hopefully it wouldn't keep me out.
What is the injury at the moment?
Actually, it's just a groin strain. It wasn't that bad enough, so I should be back out within the next week. So
you're looking to be back for the Notts County game?
Yeah, looking back to be out for those games, because you know what I mean, I don't like to be sitting at the side.
Until then, your defence have been superb, hadn't it? And yourself have been in some excellent form.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean, we had a good run, and we're hoping that, you know what I mean, this doesn't keep us down. We should learn from this experience and get back out there.
Have you been encouraging Big George and Danny when he came in, and Stuart?
Yeah, we all support each other, you know, we back each other, and what mistakes learn, you know what I mean, it's only the keeper out there himself to really know what he could have done better and what he should have done. So it's a learning period, and you know what I mean, we out on the sideline should be able to learn from it too and make sure that it doesn't happen to us.
What do you think of today, sitting in the stand?
Well, I was a bit disappointed firstly, and you know what I mean, secondly I want to play, and goals like that, you know what I mean, sometimes you sitting there, you feel helpless because you want to help your team win, and you know what I mean, that's being part of it. Can't do anything but support the guys still now.
Big George seemed to want to come for one cross, didn't he? And he sort of got blocked.
Yeah, you know what I mean, you can't say anything from on the sideline because only the player himself know what he could do on the outside, and we might say certain things that, you know what I mean, we could only watch from the outside and look in, but you have to be inside. And
it's been an excellent season for yourself, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been an excellent season so far, you know what I mean, the season is still, we still have more games to play, you know what I mean, just trying to better myself in any way. The season doesn't end before Christmas, it ends in May, so you know what I mean, you have to look forward for the whole season.
How do you feel that, is there a chance that an automatic promotion place can be Crewe's?
Yeah, we have a good chance, you know what I mean, we just have to keep a still head on our concentration and don't get swell-headed with what's going on. And I believe we can go into second place. If not, if a foul up, whoever, you can never know, it could be first.
Just to finish off, Dario Gradi, what's your opinion of him since your time here at Crewe?
He's a good coach, you know what I mean, he's a technical coach, and he does well for the young ones, and you know what I mean, I've been learning a lot, and I believe everybody's been learning a lot, and that's why he's the manager, and that's why he have the team where it is right now, second spot.
Crewe's challenge for automatic promotion suffered a setback as they squandered a 2-goal lead at Meadow Lane. Steve Jones put the Alex in front after just 2 minutes, and Rob Hulse extended the lead with his 24th goal of the season, following a typically neat interchange of passes. But the Magpies hauled themselves back into the game on the hour when Darren Caskey scored from the penalty spot, and with just 3 minutes remaining, former Manchester City player Danny Allsop ensured that Crewe came home with just a single point.
High-flying Crewe maintain their push for an automatic promotion spot with their 9th away win of the season. They had to come from behind though after Stephen Hunt put Brentford ahead with his first league goal of the year. But Brentford will insist the game turned with the sending off of Martin Rowlands just before half-time. A second yellow card for Rowlands. No way to celebrate your 24th birthday. Crewe took full advantage in the second half. Kenny Lunt equalised with a drive from just inside the area. And number 2, 12 minutes later, came in somewhat controversial fashion. Scott Marshall adjudged to have fouled Lunt inside the box. Lunt himself took the penalty, sending Paul Smith the wrong way. Crewe's unbeaten run stretched to 7. Brentford 1, Crewe 2.
And their lead at the Division 2 summit would be well into double figures now if it weren't for Crewe, whose bid for an instant return to the First Division is strengthening by the week. Alex are 8 games unbeaten now and took the lead at Chesterfield through David Wright's first goal in 4 years. Dean Ashton almost made it 2-0 but was denied by Ben Williams. Rodney Jack did double the visitors' lead though in the 85th minute after David Vaughan did all the hard work. Crewe meet Wigan at Gresty Road on Tuesday night.
Crewe have got massive attacking potential. Wigan, I haven't seen them play this season. For my money, Crewe are arguably the best footballing side in the whole division. But Wigan are there at the top of the table and they're there on merit. And let's just enjoy this game.
A night to remember here at the Alexandra Stadium, and it started with a horrible tackle from Effie Soji, who's gone clattering into Lee McCulloch. McCulloch is down on the floor, and within 30 seconds the paper has been lit here at the Alexandra Stadium. They've been under the cosh, but they had their second set piece. In fact, it's the third, isn't it? As Roberts now goes down under this challenge, and look who it is again. It's Soji who's getting booked. He's off. He's gone. Soji's second yellow card, and a Crewe player has gone again in the opening quarter against Wigan Athletic.
Well, Paul, can anything else happen in this game? We're only 15 minutes into the contest.
Well, we said you'd better turn off your TV sets. Coronation Street's had nothing on this.
Hey, they've got to start trying to knock the ball about a little bit. Instead of well, they obviously can't afford to be as direct now, given the fact that they're down to 10 men.
Jones, after the layoff from Holtz, and there's the challenge from Bullard that seemed to be a foul. Jones knows through. Jackson brings it down. Surely a penalty. The referees give nothing but a corner. It seemed a cast iron spot kick because the challenge from Matt Jackson came from behind. In the air by DeVos, Ellington is underneath. Roberts, no little, and this time he gets to the ball. His whip cross looks for the head, and it's a free header too from Dinning, and it comes back off the bar.
Unrelenting. That's not a free kick now.
Quick free kick to Jimmy Bullard, who plays it into the air to Roberts. Now at the feet of Dinning, Dinning into the corner, and what a save from Clayton Ince. He's earned his money there for that stop alone. Wigan now with another thrust forward as we come to the end of the first period. DeVos has stayed in, and there's Roberts, over the head and in from Ellington. The Duke has scored. 5 minutes from half-time, Nathan Ellington pops up with a priceless strike. He's had a rough run of form as Nathan, 8 games without a goal, but that tap-in has given Wigan the lead. Into that second automatic spot.
I was talking before, I'd say that a point for Crewe wouldn't be
Eden, free header for Roberts. It's against the post and now down at the feet of Little. A wonder stop from Clayton Ince and a key moment in the contest. Don't find this game.
That was impressive from Roberts. That really was very quick thinking, and he did very well to get his shot on target.
Oh, Dinning, that's dreadful, and that's a yellow. It could be red.
If not red, Paul, diabolical. And if the ref's ever going to, there's any justice in this game, I think he may well walk here.
He's in awful trouble on the floor, and Tony Dinning is in just as much trouble. I wouldn't be surprised if he shows a red, but it is a yellow.
Well, bizarre, that is bizarre refereeing, just to add to the temperature of the whole situation. And
the way that the Crewe fans have swelled around the edge of the pitch, where at the end of stoppage time, Crewe with a corner kick, Ince is forward for it, and he's the player that the ball is aimed for, and he's reached it, and he's headed about 10 foot wide.
I mean, look how much more forward Crewe's defence has gone.
Look at the space now for them. Steve Jones. Sanji Burton's in front. Burton shows Jones the outside, and he brings the best save of the game from Lee Harris. Son.
He did ever so well to even get a shot in there, Steve Jones.
Lunt on by Holtz. Jack now. He's managed to get there and chips the keeper, but it won't count. The most positive play of Crewe's game so far, and Rodney Jack has just held off by a push in the back on Mark Arbour.
If we continue like this, we'll be looking for a goal soon.
Jack is onside. Rodney Jack now. Mark Arbour's beaten, so's the keeper, but the post denies Crewe. Rodney Jack within a paintwork, within a half inch of giving Crewe the lead. Jones. Down for David Vaughan. Liebel. Out by Walker. Holtz is half through. Arber's hesitation allows Holtz to get the ball. The keeper's right at his feet. Holtz, though, hits the target, and the ball was once more needed to be cleared off the line, this time by Mark Arber.
I'll take the microphone so you can scribble that one down as well.
Clark is clean through. Andy Clark. Denied by Clayton Ince, who's holding his head. Vaughan now with a hurried clearance, but it comes off for Crewe. Holtz now for Jack, who's onside. Rodney Jack with a chance to give Crewe the lead. And it's stopped by a wonder save from Lee Harrison, who's kept his side in it.
Yeah, brilliant save. And that's the way they've played. Looks like it's going to cost us.
Walton out to Vaughan. Peterborough fancy their chances. They're coming forward again. Gill. Challenged by Robinson, but it's still not held things up because Danielson and McKenzie have worked themselves free. Leon McKenzie to win it, and he's done it in the last minute of stoppage time. Peterborough have found themselves the lead thanks to their substitute, Leon McKenzie, who managed to defend.
Only a victory would ensure Crewe held on to that automatic promotion spot, with Cardiff breathing down their neck, and it was almost the worst possible start. Kenny Lunt slow to clear off his own line, with Johnny Dixon closing in. A nervy start then, but Dario Gradi's side was soon in the ascendancy. 8 minutes on the clock when Dean Ashton found himself one-on-one with Frank Talia, the 19-year-old keeping his cool to slot home goal number 11 of the season. They weren't in front for long though. Less than 60 seconds had elapsed when Wickham levelled up. While Crewe's players were still celebrating their goal, up popped another youngster, Dixon, finishing well from close range. Crewe were hoping to put a bad week behind them. Successive defeats to Peterborough and league leaders Wigan dented their promotion hopes. From looking dead cert for a top two finish, those 6 drop points have seen them fall back into the chasing pack. But when Rodney Jack's run was halted, the Railway men were handed a chance to restore their lead, and Lunt didn't waste it. Jack's pace was a constant threat to the Chairboys, and he was tormenting them again 10 minutes later, forcing a fine save from Australian keeper Talia. Crewe had already beaten Wickham 2-1 this season at Adams Park back in September. Rob Hulse was their hero that day with both goals, and he was on the score sheet again tonight, capping some fine work by David Vaughan and Ashton. Goal 25 of an incredible season for Hulse. And 3-1 became 4-1 on 62 minutes. Ashton timing his run to perfection, tapping home from Lunt's cross. This was far more like the Alex side of earlier this season. Wickham's campaign has effectively petered out. With only 2 wins from their last 8 matches, they're floating in mid-table, with neither a promotion or relegation fight on their hands. But they didn't roll over, in fact restored some pride with a consolation goal from Danny Bullman. And that was how it finished, 4-2 the final score. Dario's men can still talk about the magical P word.
Important win this evening.
Yes, it was. We don't want to be losing 3 games in a trot, and you know, good for the league table and good for our confidence.
Your forwards did the job this evening.
Yeah, they did. We still missed a few chances, which I think we're going to do. But they took enough of them, caused a lot of problems. The shape we played tonight worked better than the shape we played at the weekend. And we were able to build up better, play a bit more football because we had an extra player in midfield. We found a way of playing with an extra player, which I always like to do. And I thought they caused some problems. The 2 big lads at the front worked very hard. Didn't always succeed, but they kept at it well. Took his goal very well. Dean, I never thought for 1 second that he would miss. I was absolutely sure he would score. And then Rodney as well behind was a constant threat, as he showed for the penalty. It's hard to hold, and I actually prefer him in that position. The only reason I play him at outside right is that he seems to always end up at outside right wherever you play him. But tonight He got the goal coming from outside right, but he actually came from outside left once or twice as well. And I think he's hard to hold, Rodney. And I thought he did well. I thought Kenny played well, Belly played well. I thought we had more players tonight that I could say play well. I didn't think anybody played well Saturday.
Dean Ashton's return to the first team was a success.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think I've said before, he had a lot of publicity, which perhaps was justified by the great goals he scored. But if he's not scoring great goals, he's got to be earning, his place, and that's what he's learning to do. He's doing that. I think he's probably working harder than he's ever played, even as a kid, and he's trying to do his job. And he's always capable of scoring a super goal.
Do you allow the promotion word to be talked about in the dressing room?
We talk about it all the time, yeah. I always say if you want to be promoted, this is what you've got to do, and these are the games you've got to win, and this is how you're going to play. If you want to play in the First Division, and that's a pressure. You've got to put that pressure upon yourselves. Of course, yeah. That's what we want. As soon as we went down, we said we want to go back up again.
It's going to be a battle between you and Cardiff.
I wouldn't have thought it was going to be a battle. I would hope it would be a contest. The game between Aston Villa and Birmingham was a battle. We would hope that ours is more of a contest of footballing skills.
Do you have a target for the last 11 games? Is there a number of wins that you say you must have?
Yeah, 11. Yeah, we win 11, we'll go up.
Goals win games, and you got two very vital ones this evening.
Yeah, it was nice to get the goals, but I mean, main thing was to bounce back after Saturday, because it was a poor performance Saturday, probably the worst of the season. So we had to get our heads right and make sure we did the thing tonight.
You did the job very well this evening.
Yeah, I mean, the pitch is horrible, so it's hard to play our usual football. But I mean, we played a bit, and we created enough chances to win the game.
Your and Rob Holtz's partnership has been one that Dario's tried on a number of occasions. It came off this evening.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played with Rob, just me and him up front for quite a while now. So we were a little bit rusty, but a few of the things come off and a few things didn't.
Is the P word being mentioned in the dressing room? Promotion?
It always is. I mean, we're obviously striving to get promotion. Saturday was a bit of a setback, but we're still looking to get up.
Do you set yourself a target, goals-wise and points-wise?
Not really. I mean, I want to score every game, so that's sort of my target. But I don't really like to set too many targets goal-wise.
Does the manager set a points total? Does he say he needs so many points for us to get that second place?
No. Again, I think he expects 3 points every game in this league. We're easily as good as any team, so we're capable of winning every game. So he expects us to.
And you're very confident of getting that second place?
Yeah, I mean, obviously if Cardiff won every single game now, they would go up, but it is a hard league, and if they drop points, then we'll be ready.
Ball forward to Ian Hume. No, he didn't get it.
Oh, he's in the post! What a super shot by Howarth! That was so unlucky, because Ince was well beaten there.
It's the longest I've ever known it to be a Prenton Park. Here's Price trying to bring it under control. Price.
Howarth's going to have a go! Oh! Is it going in? It is! Jason Price has put it in, and what a time to score! Oh! The keeper Ince, he fumbled the ball. The initial shot by Howarth.
Battle for the ball, Hume. Oh, it's come off Howarth. It's cleared. Ashton. Laid off by Hulse. It's Ashton again. He's got Jacks in front of him. Here's Hulse. He's going to have a go. He scored. Oh, what a dreadful start for Shammy Rovers. Absolutely awful defending. And they've hit him on the counter-attack. Can Rovers do anything in this corner? Last 4 minutes, in it comes.
However, header! Has it got in? It has now! Oh, yes! That'll do! Absolutely fantastic! Well, and Rovers pinched it.
Top.
Clark in the area, along with Walsh, and Clark is nearest to the ball that Clayton Ince meets. Briscoe in by Bridge Wilkinson, and it's loose for Brooker, and the clearance off the line that came from McCready saved a certain goal. Savell read the situation so well that it's now given Crewe the chance to counter. After stopping Port Vale at one end, Crewe have the chance now at the other. Dean Ashton with Brammer is capped into his right. The palmer comes to Lunt, and Neil Savell taps in for his second of the season. Neil Savell, after stopping play at one end, scores at the other. An important interception in his own penalty area. Set pieces, they're strong enough to score, and they've got big players in there. Walsh is in there along with Clark, and Clark has hit the bar, and then it comes back into the hands of Clayton Ince. Inside of Turney, Littlejohn blocked out by Turney, and of course the impressive Richard Walker. Bridge Wilkinson, free header, and it's in. What a strike! It's come the way of Neil Briscoe. Neil Briscoe with an absolute thunderbolt, and you have to say it's been coming. They had one at Vale Park from a corner late on from Dean Ashton that won them the game. Here's Dino again. He's only denied it by a finger. He was so close to producing another match.
Happy night for Plymouth Argyle, who were made to look second best by second-place Crewe. First half goals from Rodney Jack and Dean Ashton put the visitors firmly in control. Argyle briefly threatened to get back into the game with a goal from the impressive Ian Stonebridge straight after half-time. But Ashton then restored Crewe's two-goal advantage. Argyle are already contemplating what improvements they need to make to mount a promotion challenge next season.
Luton hadn't conceded a goal in their previous 3 home games, but just 7 minutes into Crewe's visit, Dean Ashton ended that sequence. He scored 2 last Tuesday at Plymouth, and he matched that at Kenilworth Road with just 21 minutes played. That's 6 in 5 games now for him, and 16 so far this season. Early in the second half, David Vaughan made it 3-0 to the team that has scored more away goals than any other in the 4 divisions. And their 44th away goal so far this season, scored by Rodney Jack, made sure that Crewe's first ever win at Kenilworth Road was a memorable one. Luton 0, Crewe 4.
Jack, neat little back heel to keep the ball on. It's just the kind of player that Rodney Jack is. You sometimes get the best, and you can often get the frustrating worst, but that's him at his very best, and he's let in Ashton, and that's a good save by Tidman. Jack, an integral part of Crewe going forward. Jack. The ball did indeed reach Hulse. It looked as though there wasn't enough pace on it. Here's Ashton. It's a lovely ball too, and Jack's in the clear. There's no offside. Jack! How important might that prove to be? Oh, he enjoyed that. Took it wonderfully on the chest. Tidman beaten, no question that it was a lovely finish beyond him. Ashton, well, that's a fabulous ball, lovely weight on it. It was all about the first touch. He took it down well, and the finish exquisite in the corner. Really good goal.
Of sheer delight behind the... And has 21 goals to his credit in the league this season. Ashton looks for the ever-willing and live-wire Hulse. Poor mistake from Milligan, and that crosses off the bar from Kenny Lunt, who was falling as he hit the ball. He's got another chance now on the edge of the box. Turns inside, nice little ball into Hulse. And Flynn, this is Burns. Long ball forward looking for Robinson, who essentially working as the lone striker at the start of the second half, and it'll be up to Bullock, Taylor and Thornley to go and support. This is Ashton. He holds it up. Support in the middle from Jack. He might not need anybody at the moment. He's got Sauville. His shot was parried against a Blackpool defender. Foster swings it in. This is Jack. Sauville once again on the edge of the box, and once again off the bar. And skims off the knee of Richard Walker. Need to keep disciplined.
the Tangerines, particularly from the quick breaks that Clayton Ince tries to set up when he has the ball in his hands. This is Jack. He's ever trying to drift away now, and Richardson again has stuck with him. But Hulse managing to turn. It's a great chance for Lunt, and Kenny Lunt. At last, the breakthrough comes. It was that man Hulse that got on the end of the ball in from Jack. He was able to turn, he just held Flynn off, and as the ricochet come through, Lunt had lost his marker.
As we come to kick off time, Mike Ryan is our referee. Jack, down for Ashton. It's very congested in the centre, as you can see. So many bodies in there with the 4-4-2 formation. This is the space that Crewe want to attack, because already Jack has the beating of his man and seems to have been brought down, and has. Crewe have a penalty after just 15 minutes. A foul by Nicky Bell on Rodney Jack, and Jack had already beaten him 3 times. Versus Phillips, and Kenny scored! It's his 8th of the season. He scored the winner against Blackpool, and he's got Crewe going here this evening after 15 minutes. The Alex are in front. Powerful header from Walker. Ashton's after it. Butler hesitates. Ashton's through, but it's going to be pulled back. It won't count. A hand then from Dean Ashton. Peacock with possession for Bristol City. Feeds it through for Burnell. And once more, Walker's in the way. Now Dave Brammer showing too much of it. And the opportunity is now with Curls. And he scored! The level! A strike from Bristol City from Christian Roberts has equalised for the Robins. Christian Roberts with a drive into the corner. The Welsh under 21 international to the Northern Ireland international.
Yeah, and what a run again by Dean Ashton. He's relishing that role at the moment when he's allowed to run forward with the ball at his feet rather than having to hold the line.
Brown with a touch back to Vaughan. Vaughan now away from Hewlett. And the square pass is so difficult to do against this wind, but it's won by Foster. Lunt now inside the area. Opportunity for Kenny. He could have easily given Crewe the lead. The peak opportunity. Quick throw for Brammer, back to Jones. Stephen Jones, this is the opportunity for Crewe, you feel. The clearance is desperate, it's by Hayward. Savell, they've got the bit between their teeth, and when you have this time period in another team's half, you need something from it. Jones now, scampers away. Still Stephen Jones, and he's fouled. It's a penalty for Crewe. Mr. Ross gives the spot kick, and Kenny now will have the opportunity to redeem himself for the miss just seconds before. This to give Crewe the lead against Bart Grimlich. The Australian keeper, Lunt, hits the post. Oh, he went for the same position as he did on Tuesday. Again, it goes rather silent inside the rail track. Inside the Alexandra Stadium, we have a brace from Migralanzi, and he scored! Clayton Ince palms it in. Migralanzi has given the lead to Swindon Town. They've been knocking on Crewe's door throughout this second half. And that's really put a dampener here as Swindon Town take the lead. Vaughan, as Crewe need an instant reply. Looking inside the area for Foster. He got in front of his man, Stephen Foster.
For a time, Barnsley were hanging on by their fingertips against Crewe. This almost an own goal by Anthony Kay. Super stop by Matthew Gent. Then Barnsley went in front. Mike Sharon's effort was credited as an own goal by Crewe goalkeeper Clayton Ince, although that seems harsh on Ince and Sharon. The lead was short-lived. Barely a minute later, Neil Sauville scored a splendid equaliser. Crewe still have to go to Queen's Park Rangers, and they must entertain Cardiff on the last day. But only champions Wigan have a better away record than Crewe, who went on to record their 14th away win of the season. 27 goals now for Rob Hulse. Rangers were looking to secure their playoff place, and Crewe knew that a win would secure promotion. Rangers had Clark Carlisle sent off just after half-time, a second yellow card for his challenge on goalkeeper Clayton Ince. "15 minutes later, Rangers had Stephen Kelly dismissed. Kelly, on loan from Tottenham, was also ordered off for a second yellow card. Steve Jones hit the bar for Crewe, who learned later the results elsewhere had gone in their favour. A point was enough to push Crewe back into the First Division. Champions Wigan could still reach a century of points. Crewe are also up. Oldham are definitely in the playoffs. Bristol City, Cardiff and Queen's Park Rangers should join. Bristol City's Mickey Bell has featured for 4 years now. His teammate Scott Murray has been in the last 3 lineups. And no surprise that Cardiff City's Rob Earnshaw is in. He's the second division's top scorer.
Outside of his man, David Vaughan, which was Peter Thorne. Brammer, touch to Savell. Now Kenny Lunt. To his right is Soji. Lunt wants to go for goal, and he's not a million miles away.
Tell you what, Paul, that was a lovely piece. That was a lovely piece of football from
Savell. Now Steve Jones, who would like to see a little more of. Soji. Jones has got space to move into. The Irishman has found Kenny Lunt, but he couldn't connect Kenny. He seemed to hit the ball twice. Ricks now. Ben Ricks. A half opportunity for Ben, and he's had by far his best half of football. And now they've lost out, this time to a challenge by Kenny. Holtz is onside. Clear opportunity for Crewe. A chance to take the lead with Rob Holtz. And he's denied by the stop of Neil Alexander. He's not an under-21 international for Scotland for nothing. The moment of the half so far for Crewe Alexandra. Dario Gradi's men have come the closest now to taking the lead, which they'll look for from this corner kick with Walker. Richard Walker has given the Alex the advantage, and he signals for everyone to join him. 4 minutes before the interval, number 102 of the season for Crewe Alexandra. And they have the lead thanks to Richard Walker's second of the season. It was coming and coming, flowing football from the Alex as Dario comes down to pitch side to enjoy it. Vaughan. David Vaughan. He's through 2 challenges. The Welsh under-21 international looking for the goal of the season candidate. He's stopped and denied by Alexander, and Holtz can't tip it in. But what a run from David Vaughan. A tremendous piece of sublime skill. Walker. Kavanagh after the header down from Weston. Over the top for Campbell, who's onside. A chance for Andy Campbell, and he's missed it. The player that scored a hat-trick on the opening day has had a dreadful season, and that just about sums it up for the ex-Middlesbrough player.
The party is certainly rocking now, Paul. It's absolutely fantastic for all the Crewe fans.
Here come Cardiff, though, to ruin the party if they can. Earnshaw with an opportunity. Robert Earnshaw equalises his 31st of the season. On a substitute at half-time, the Welsh international does what he does best and clinically finishes to make it 1 apiece.
I'm just laughing, Paul, because you've got the Crewe fans behind in the Gresty Road end all cheering a Cardiff goal.
The Crewe Alexandra team, 2002-2003, led by Richard Walker, the goal scorer this afternoon. Runners-up in the Nationwide League Division 2. Richard Walker followed by Stephen Foster. What a performance he has put in this term. And then Kenny Lunt, who was captain this afternoon. They'll receive their medals as they come up. There's Richard Walker with a first medal. Look for him being a star to remember come at the end of next season in 12 months' time. Now there's the opportunity now for Foster to get his medal.
Yeah, it's great, Paul. Absolutely fantastic to see. And to hear Blue Moon as well just puts the icing on a very, very sweet cake.
And now here's Robbie Holtz.
Yeah, I hope he stays for the club. till next season. The mind wonders, but he's getting a great hand, and he's a Crewe lad. I know him quite well. He's a Crewe lad through and through, born and bred in the town, and 24 goals, what else can you say?
Here's Steve Jones, one of the new players. What a season he's had, 11 goals, 9 of them importantly in the league.
Yeah, another one that Dario fished from non-league football.
Is it Rodney Jack's last sight for the Crewe fan?
You wonder, don't you, Paul? You wonder.
Dean Ashton, what a comeback he's had since his injuries.
Yeah, people have got to remember how old he actually is.
Nins will eventually be one of the last before Jay Brammer. 24 clean sheets, 17 of them the league. As Clayton gets around the pause, he really does richly deserve it after single-handedly at times keeping Crewe in games this season.
Well, it says it all, Paul, when you get that many clean sheets.
Here's the captain, Dave Brammer. Listen to the Crewe supporters for a former Port Vale player.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to say that, you did, but you can't.
It's true, Crewe Alexandra now. Got to say that. A true Crewe Alexandra player. And here's Dario to take his bow. What can you say about this man? I think we've touched upon just about everything. He's phenomenal, exceptional, unbelievable. And if there's any other words that we could add, we would do.
Been a great season, Dario.
Yeah, it's been a super season. Nice to be winning games for a change, and we've enjoyed it. It's been hard to adjust to in many ways. Going into games expecting to win, being the favourites to win most of the games, and I think the players have made that change from having to try and battle out results in the first division to playing some good football in this league.
But now you're back in the first division a year after going out. Can you make an impact next time round?
Well, we'll worry about that a little bit later on. I mean, at the moment, I'm just going to enjoy the feeling of being successful. I mean, it's only the fourth time we've had promotion here in 20 years. So if you've got to wait every 5 years for promotion, when you get it, you might as well enjoy it.
Makes up totally from last season, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes up totally, and it's good to see that. I mean, it's young players, and we work hard for it as a team and not just individuals.
Party atmosphere here this afternoon.
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere, I mean, the crowd wanted it, we wanted it, and we deserved it. We played all season for it, we worked hard for it, through bad times and good times, and now it's just time to enjoy it.
The last few weeks have been something special, haven't they?
Yeah, the last few weeks have been a bit tense, but you know what I mean, that's how it is, that's football, and it's just to relax now totally and enjoy it.
What about the supporters? We need to mention them. They were exceptional all season.
Yeah, the supporters are great, you know what I mean. If it wasn't for the supporters, we wouldn't be where we are right now, and it's up to them to keep us where we're at now.
Dave Brammer, the Crewe captain, put into words what this means for you and your team.
Yeah, we're made up. Obviously, we set out at the start of the season to get promotion, and it's nice when you achieve that. So we're made up.
It's been a party atmosphere this afternoon, hasn't it?
Yeah, the game was a little bit slow, and but the fans were, just made up that we did it last week, and it was nice that there wasn't too much on the game.
How much does it mean after the relegation last year?
Yeah, the lads were gutted last year, and it's hard to, when you're used to going to decent stadiums, and then you go to, no disrespect, some other grounds, and next year we're going to them nice stadiums again, which is what we wanted to do.
What are the key moments in the year?
There's a couple, like when we had two tough away games, Luton and Plymouth in the week, and Cardiff were hot on our heels at the time, and we won them both convincingly, and I think that just made everyone realise that we were good enough to do it, I think.
You put your captain's hat on. What would be your assessment of the season?
We did well, but you think, we lost 7 games at home, and you think we're probably going to have to do better than that next year, but we've got enough points to go up, and that's what we set out to do.
Back in the first division, you played there a number of years.
Yeah, that's where that's why I signed for Crewe, to play in that league, and it's a decent league and there's some good sides, and it'll be tough, but I think we'll be good enough next year.
A personal moment from you, is there any moment in the season where you thought, yes, it's going to happen?
Yeah, I think there was a few times, every time I felt confident, then we had a little setback, and then But I thought the last month or so, I thought, yeah, we'll be good enough and we'll do it.
Final word about Dario Gradi. 20 years here. It's phenomenal, isn't it?
Well, he's done brilliant, hasn't he? And he's put it all down to the work we do on the training pitch, and all his players know what they're doing. And it shows when we go on the pitch, I think.
How does he help you as a captain and a player?
He doesn't do that much, actually. He just lets you get on with it and just gives you general little pointers here and there, and if he thinks you're doing well or thinks you can improve on something, he just sort of points it out to you.
Can you put it into words?
I can't really, no, it's been brilliant, especially being like my hometown club and stuff, and just it's just been fantastic, you know.
What does it feel like when you're out there in front of those supporters, your hometown team scoring those types of goals?
It's hard to explain. It's just a brilliant feeling, and especially because, you know, I've been here since a little kid and stuff, and just coming through the ranks, and just a fantastic day for me, the teammates.
That's Steve Jones in the background, by the way.
Putting me off. And
put your violin away.
What was the question again? That's right. I mean, I finished top scorer the past 2 years I've been playing, but you know, I've never had a season like I've had this year. I think that's part of the reason, because the team is been on top of the games, and I've been getting the chances and stuff, and you know, Dario's kept faith in me, and I'm just, you know, pleased to be here today.
Now, we've touched on you being a hometown player. What about the fans? When you're out there, especially at a moment at the end, lifting that runners-up trophy?
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know, I'm just trying to take it all in, and you know, because these moments are very rare, you know, so I'm just enjoying it and having a great time.
Is the future live for Rob Holtz?
Who knows?
Dog and duck.
The dog and... Frog and ferret, yeah.
After the frog and ferret, where does it lie?
You know, I'm still a Crewe player. I've still got a year on my contract, so you know, really, I'm not the man to be asking. You know, the gaffer's the man. You know, so.
Stephen Jones is coming up. Give us a word about him.
Rubbish.
Terrible. There'll be a few Crewe
man.
I'd argue that. He's had a decent season.
Yeah, he's been spot on. He's really impressed us all. Really, he's come in and done superb, and he's got the goals and. Don't know about the
Irish. Look at the Irish.
Probably, yeah. But that hair's looking terrible, isn't it?
An Irish temper. I'd watch it.
Come on, Steve. Bring yourself over. Before we start, what about him? They call him one of the four musketeers, don't they?
Well, I don't know which one he'd be, because he's not got a tash in there. Yeah, he's just super lad off the pitch as well, and on it he's a goal machine, really, isn't he? Don't want to bull him up too much because he might get a bit big-headed, but no, he's a super lad. We got him well off the pitch, which is good for us. Like,
team spirit. We're talking to Dave Bram about that. It seems so important, and it shows really the way that we play.
Exactly. I think we're a strong unit. Bram's rallies around like sort of the troops and gets us together and gets us as a unit sort of thing. So yeah, we're strong.
You've scored some fantastic goals this year. Pick us one out.
Oh, definitely Colchester away. Yeah, that's probably the best I've scored, to be honest with you.
The two here against Queen's Park Rangers will be the one that the Crewe fans will remember.
Yeah, I think that was my first two of the season, so that really got my confidence flowing, and that's basically what I needed, to be honest. It was the biggest highlight of my career when I was on the bench against Finland. Just couldn't believe it, warming up with the players, and Sammy Hippier just walking past me. It was ridiculous, really, from selling nuts and bolts to coming on against Sammy Hippier, but apparently there's an Italy friendly over there coming up, so at the San Siro, so if I'm picked for that, I'd be over the moon.